We'll buy.
I thought we were live.
We'll buy the croissants.
Les croissants. How I love les croissants.
Yes, we'll buy the croissants from the grocery store, like where you get like 6 or 12 of them to have, and I'll put them in the microwave for like 10 seconds, and they turn to butter. Like, and I think it's the craziest thing, but it makes sense now. I guess that's why. In 0 time flat, they just get soft, and you're just like you need a napkin to eat them. But they're just good.
Awesome.
Le croissant.
Croissant. Good morning to Mr. Beckerman. He's here for the Pop Culture live stream. You are in the right place because this is a live stream. Comics, movies. Boom, we just did it. We just talked pop culture that fast.
I always think of croissant and I think of Little Mermaid and Le Poisson, and that's why I was going, Le Croissant, Le Croissant.
Is that Little Mermaid?
Little Mermaid was Le Poisson, which is the fish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the fish. But instead I just Le Croissant. Le Croissant. How I love Le Croissant.
Is Ratatouille has croissants too? I don't know.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen that one.
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I don't watch rat movies.
Good morning, Jeremy says Beckerman. Some people think this channel is for comics. In reality, it's where we talk about WWE, football, and pretty soon politics. That's what tends to happen on this stream for sure.
I was a victim. People power. I was a victim.
Oops,
all your life, Izzy. All your life.
Is that a cereal reference? Shattered Glass. Oops, all Beckerman. Like the Captain Crunch. Oops, all berries. That's the name of a cereal.
That's a stretch. I don't know that. Well, who knows?
Tyler might know. Outside of that, nobody.
Nice mug there.
Thank you. Mine's Batman.
See, I thought for a second it was comic screen cancer.
No,
okay, in that case, I take that back. Your mug sucks.
No.
Okay.
What?
I'm up for mug review. Come on.
It's not comics carrying cancer, so it sucks.
This is true.
Good morning.
We just stained my coffee cup, Rob.
Well, at least your coffee probably doesn't suck.
It doesn't suck. I have good coffee.
Good. You see, there you are.
That Ghost Machine shirt. Yeah, everyone should be getting Ghost Machine merchandise from the Ghost Machine website.
It's too cool.
No, it's the right amount of cool, Rob. I checked. I measured it twice actually. I was taught to measure twice and cool once. It's on point. Good morning, Take. Prime is in the building.
What's up,
Now I
Tate?
want some Captain Crunch. What is going on, Brother John? If you watch the comic Viking, you would understand the oops, all Beckerman reference. Well, we didn't, so you gotta fill us in. You gotta fill us in.
Used to be a time he used to come on this show.
Yeah, well, he went from one job to not that job, which changed up his routine to back to that job 2 weeks ago. So he's been job hopping. Life be life sometimes. I've been breaking into my tea stash this cold weather. Nice. What kind of tea do you like? What are some of your top teas?
Coffee tea? Tea coffee?
There you go. Tea coffee, hold the tea.
Yes.
Coffee tea, hold the tea.
Yeah, you know my order. Good for you.
What?
Go get what you got yesterday.
Camel coffee? Camel coffee, Earl coffee?
No, 100%.
It's even
quiet.
better.
Kona coffee.
All right, this little rooster of a man is about to walk back in here, and you'll understand when you see that. So, Pop's wife, my stepmom, she's been working on a project for Finn for a hot minute, and he got it yesterday.
And it wasn't from the school anyway.
She made it.
Yeah, it was all out of John.
No, look that way.
What?
You got rooster hair. It's awesome. Super cool. Do you even crow?
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Be like Terry Taylor,
Over.
the Red Rooster.
Yes,
Oh. Wow.
Wow.
Big,
It's huge. All the
I love-
detail on the tail and everything.
I love the spikes on the back.
That is awesome, dude. I
Oh,
absolutely.
It's
That
as
is-
big as my shark.
yeah, he's got a shark that's this big.
Wow.
That's
That's,
super cool.
that's one heck of a
This is
Godzilla.
never you seen. And this is the real Godzilla.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. Like, this is the real Godzilla.
Mhm.
That's great. Mm.
Good morning, Miss So. How are you today?
So
So
Yeah,
I'm looking.
I can't. The only hot drink I drink is coffee.
So I'm looking
Yeah.
through my YouTube feeds here, all of them, and all I see is CGC, 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 WWE, WWE, CGC, CGC,
So
WWE.
you know I'm doing the podcast, or not podcast, trying to do the vlog thing. So right before this, I filmed a little clip, like
Mhm.
showing the screen how I beat Rob here. So hell might be freezing over. I said, chances are we might bring up the CGC thing. If we do, I'm sorry, and this will be the only time I do on this channel because it's already beating a dead horse, and it hasn't even been 12 hours.
Yeah, it's only been like
Mhm.
less than a day since the news came out, and it's already.
So let's
I already
let's
see
go
like
ahead and
10
get past
items.
this. Let's go ahead and get past this. All right. CGC just doing some internal reflecting, having all the stuff going on, have discovered some dishonest employees. Shocker. Happens at almost every business that's ever existed at one time or another. Kudos to them for catching two people tampering with product and messing with the verification all that. They fired them.
Actually,
They
stealing books.
yeah, stealing books. They
Wow.
fired them.
And reselling them.
Shocker. Someone steals merchandise from their job. Shocker.
Right.
They got caught, as a lot of people do, rightfully so. They got fired, and a lawsuit has been brought against them, and that's it. That
Well,
is it.
it's not too bad, because the at least the people that they scam, they got their insurance money. So
It has nothing to do with that. It's that it's something that's taken place over.
oh no, of course I know.
The employees have been employees there. Were employees there for maybe for about a year, and it's about 24 books.
You know, my biggest complaint with the whole thing is the fact that these two people that work there just fueled social media comic content for the next month by doing this.
Oh,
That's
yeah, of
my
course.
biggest complaint is what they've
Everybody
done to
everybody
the
says
algorithm.
the sky is falling. This is what we got. Look at this. Is another example of craziness going on. It's like, okay, so if this happened unto it's not trying to belittle what this is
No, not at all.
or take down from what this is, right? But reality check and set what this is. This is completely independent. Yes, the timing is kind of weird, kind of unfortunate for them that comes out, but the fact that people are going bonkers over this is just it's the way the internet is today. It's just
Mhm.
clickbait. I gotta jump on this. I want my 55 views. And let me
Speaking of that, we need to check in with Burt Family 54 Comics and see how many views he was able to get. While you do that, I'll look it up.
yeah. I mean, that's why. I mean, I was, I knew it was coming so bad. I was like,
I love what you did there.
yeah, I was like, oh, look, there's another scandal. I'm not gonna report on it. Just like I didn't report on the last one on my channel.
No, I mean, with this channel, the way that I do like so many hangouts or
It
live
comes up
streams
in a
and stuff,
discussion.
it
Right.
just comes
It's
up
topical.
naturally.
It's topical what's going on in the community, and that's fine. I'm not giving an unsolicited opinion. This was
No,
a solicited
no.
conversation. That's a
It's
different
worth
ballpark.
talking about and bringing up, but
Yeah.
I don't chase the view dragon. I'm not going to sit there and do a 5-hour live stream 5 days a week trying to draw content from
And
it.
Are you looking
want-
to interview 100 people to find out?
No,
Hey,
no.
what happened?
And when I say, and I want to make it very clear though too, as I say that let's not make a mountain out of a molehill and everything else with what this is. I don't want to be construed as, oh, Rob's a CGC apologist, right?
No, we already know that about you.
I think if anything, I mean, I do think it's hilarious that here we have, this is an issue that has been in, other places have had issues, and
What is going on, Ben?
they're completely tarnished forever. CGC doesn't matter. I mean,
Hey,
they're
Shane.
they're the gold standard. But I mean, this is a handful of books. It's an employee. CGC caught the person. They found
Well,
it. They shut
A
it
couple.
down.
so
They'll
so pretty
adjust.
much,
The
yeah.
part of they're showing that if anything, they're showing, hey, they are investigating not just this, but they're investigating their whole process.
Yeah, that's one thing that I thought was
Yeah,
cool
that's
about it, because when
that's
the first
mhm.
scandal kind of broke, they announced like, "Hey, we're going to hire some investigators to actually look into the business, the practices, and all that stuff," which is what you want to see a company do, which I thought was fantastic. So
Mhm.
this coming to light is really just good news with things moving in the right direction from the initial scandal. You know what I mean? This is just a
Yeah.
lot of
Well,
cleaning
well,
house. So
that's
that's actually good.
that's
It's
what it
really
is,
just an
isn't it?
update. It's an update in good news that the process that and the steps they're taking are actually working. So that's kudos to
So,
them.
so
They
pretty
had to
much
get
what's
an
happening.
independent person there to save their reputation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Dog the Bounty Hunter is who they hired, from what I heard. I can't confirm that, but you can't deny it.
I met Dog. I saw him on the train one time. Met the Dog
Nice.
about.
That's really cool. Did you meet Leland? I like Leland.
I do like Leland too. That's funny.
I don't know.
I'm a
so
fan of Leland.
pretty much what's
He's
going
such a
on.
team player.
Yeah. So pretty much what's going on is really simple.
Nothing's going on. What
No,
happened?
no. Yeah, exactly. But they're investigating, and this came out. That's it. This
Or
came
this
out of
came.
being.
It
It came
very
out
well
while
is
they were
possible.
investigating.
Well, or actually, so here's the other part. I don't know the whole timeline. I haven't dug into it, but it's possible that this was found. This was
Before?
ongoing beforehand, because the fact that the lawsuit's been filed now in such
Yeah.
short order from the other, it could have been this was already in. This had already been.
In
Actually,
play.
actually, it was based on they were talking about when interviews with the employee and employee not being forthcoming, then forthcoming later. It's very possible that this was already in progress prior to the announcement of the other. Someone have to check all those timelines and that. But beyond that, I mean, essentially, it's a completely independent of some. The one thing was a user or a regular Joe who is taking books and finding ways to manipulate their reholder process. This was an employee, according to the court documents that were not released, an employee who was took some books that had already been graded in some cases and stealing them from the CGC and then listing them on their on a site
eBay.
on eBay. Some books were books that they submitted themselves and were selling, which they were not supposed to do. And then some books were books where they stole or submitted, didn't like the grade, and then went and got
Printed labels.
printed labels essentially, or stole labels or something, and swapped them, and then did that. So that's what that is. So that means any stolen book that was already graded and then sold, that's just somebody stealing something. There's no scandal or scam. The book was
Gotta pass
graded.
some more good mornings out real quick. Gene Malo, how are you doing today? Ben Compton, hello to you. Second Street Marvel is in the house. What is up? What is up? And the Immortal One has entered the chat. Biggie Shack, good morning. How are you doing today?
Yeah, Beckerman's. Yeah, if you like CGC, they treated it seriously and made steps to correct it. If you don't like CGC, then you have a reason to point. Or if you just want to make it rattle your sabers and say, as CJ would say, "Look at me, look at me." Well, go make a YouTube video and tell everybody how the
Speaking
sky
of
is
that,
falling.
Yeah, I
Bert
got
Family
a
54 made a
12-hour.
breaking news video, and he's got 123 views in 13 hours.
Wow.
I'm pushing for him.
I'm gonna do my 12-hour live stream on CGC and everything that has happened. I'm
Even
just gonna
better
say,
is you should just join a episode of the Comic Insomniacs when CJ goes live and just make his stream about that.
just keep showing CGC comics as you see it. See, I
Make
got
it
this
about
one.
look at CJ.
Look at CJ, yeah.
So yeah, an employee stole stuff. He got caught. He and his wife, who both worked for CGC, they've both been fired. And CGC's now, not only have they fired them, and whatever criminal prosecution they're doing, they're going after them in civil court as well too, and suing them for violating not only their internal policies, but I'm sure for also causing negative.
Well, they spend a lot. The lawsuit has happened because the amount of money they've lost.
Yeah, I was
in
about to say
insurance.
CDC is going to be able to come up with some kind of like
Yeah.
hypothetical figure to sue them on based off of
Yeah.
data that they get
Yeah,
to
'cause-
create. And
Yeah,
they have
because
all the
it has
right
to
in
be
the
a
world to
sue.
do it. They have
Yeah.
all the right in the world to do it.
So they're being sued. So that means it was a significant amount of money. Normally, in like another job, you'll just get fired, right? So they have to, it has been a significant amount of money for a lawsuit to occur.
What Bill Murray's movies tonight?
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I might.
I thought maybe there was a new one or something that was coming out that I wasn't aware of.
To be fair, tonight I will be a little busy because tonight is the big day, Rob. You know what I'm talking about. It's been going for 2 months.
Yeah.
The crossover event of the
You gotta
year
be tuning in the mix tonight.
in the mix is starting at 9:00. And for all the channel members here and over at the Link Squad, we've come together like butt cheeks to bring you the second annual crossover. This time we're giving away the first appearance of Wolverine in a CGC 8.0, and we have verified that this is a CGC 8.0 copy of the Incredible Hulk inside the case as well. And when we first started this, the fair market value of that book was over $1,000. And if you're not a channel member, don't worry. This giveaway is open to everybody as per the rules of YouTube. So if you just be there at the stream hanging out, there'll be tons of prizes, all kinds of good stuff, and everybody has the opportunity to win because of terms of service.
Nice. You guys are awesome.
You heard that, YouTube? We agree with your terms of service.
Oh, there you are.
DJ's over at MegaCon now, so that's cool.
Oh my God, dude, that's hilarious, Becker.
What's Becker
The
been
DJ Drake cameo that Becker sent Steve to motivate him to get back on his horse. That's hilarious. That's awesome. That video was awesome. JD Drake did a fantastic job with that. Like that's a stand-up dude right there. Some would even say he's a workhorse.
I like what you did there.
Yeah.
So
Just woke up,
yesterday,
give me a while, and I'm jumping on.
Yeah.
3 people just got fired from Walmart for stealing every day of the year. Every day of the year. I'm
It's
still
still
shopping
shoppable.
at Walmart forever. Yeah.
Somebody
Perfect.
clip that. That is the quote of the day.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Durs.
I like early morning Durs. This guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he must have had his cup of coffee.
So yesterday, I'm in the train, and I'm going to I'm going to take going to take my daughter to the doctor, and I look across me, and briefly I noticed that sitting across me was C.B. Cebulski, the editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to chat with him, but I noticed it was him because he had so much Marvel swag on him. It was ridiculous.
A walking billboard, huh?
Yeah, because he was looking at his phone, and his phone had a Marvel case, and then he had a bag, and it was a Marvel bag, and inside, like the bag was wide open, so you saw pretty much everything that was inside of it. But it was like a Marvel tumbler. Everything was Marvel, and it's like at first I didn't notice it was him, but then when I saw all the Marvel stuff, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's CB." So that's just.
If anybody should have all the Marvel stuff, shouldn't be him then?
I would have taken the time to tell him, "Hey, fix Peter."
Well, I guess you could say he's doing.
That's all
it
Rob would say.
Ultimate.
He'd be mean about it too. I can just see Rob just sitting there looking at him, just staring, not saying a word, kind of shaking one leg, and as soon as CB locks eyes, fix Peter, and that's it.
As he walks, so he left. You know, I got into the train station, and by the next train stop, that's when he was leaving. So it took me a moment to recognize that it was him, but it was like, oh yeah, that's CB Cebulski. So look at that, celebrities.
Cool. Celebrity sighting.
Yeah. So welcome to New York. But that's not the first time I've seen that though. I saw Joe Quesada years ago, just walking down the street, and I nodded my head, he nodded back, so that was it. That's how we do things over here. So that's enough of my talk.
Beckerman says he's chatted with him many times. He's a nice guy, and if you need a restaurant recommendation, that's your guy.
He probably is. Yeah. He looks like he was going to an office, of course, with all that swag.
Well, you don't know that. Maybe he was taking his swag to the doctor's office.
Or maybe he was planning to sell it on eBay,
That's right. He could have stolen it.
Could have stolen it because, that swag is valuable merchandising.
Well, there we go. We talked about it. We beat it to death. Let's move on, shall we?
All right, what's next? Football. Let's get this out of the way because I'm already over football.
I'm
When's
amazed
the
that
Super Bowl, Rob.
Well, before we get to that, I was amazed by the number of shorts I'm seeing, clips from Aquaman 2 already.
Because the way shorts work, it looks like it worked after like 2 weeks. It sits there for 2 weeks, and then finally YouTube starts recommending them.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, recently in my feed, there's been a shit ton of Aquaman 2 shorts clips.
That's because it just released on digital, so they're promoting it again. It's getting another push. All right, I want to get this out of the way. When is the Super Bowl?
Oh, that's not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Is there
February
football
11th.
this weekend?
No.
Well,
yes.
Right,
Yes, there
the
is.
Pro Bowl?
There's the Pro Bowl and those activities. So there's a flag football game or something now. I think they play.
Bunch of sissies playing flag football.
The people who are like the elected, it's like their all-star game.
Good morning,
but
comic
but no
Viking.
one-
What is up, brother?
But no one cares.
But it used to be that they were playing tackle football, but nobody was really trying or playing hard because nobody wanted to get hurt in this game. So I think now they've changed it to flag football to reduce the risk of injury, and so people will play a little bit more.
Now, this doesn't make any lick of sense. So they're already showing Super Bowl commercials, like in my shorts feed and stuff like that. And people are reacting already to Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah, the thing is that the Super Bowl commercials have cost so much that it's like they go through this thing of making these commercials, and then they start releasing them early, trying to build up hype for something. But then that takes away all the hype of them supposedly being these. You have to watch the Super Bowl to watch these commercials. As
so you saw the one with like Hey Arnold and Sir Patrick Stewart running him around like by his head. Like
I haven't watched any.
Yeah. Like even the movie trailers, what they're doing with the movie trailers, instead of putting the whole movie trailer, they'll put like a super teaser and say, "Go watch the trailer," and they'll force you to go to YouTube to watch it or something like that, so they don't have to pay the millions of dollars in the time, because that's where the money is at, the amount of time. So they'll put like a 15-second trailer.
Similar. Yeah, with comic book content.
There you go.
I'm not on board with calling it
just to relate to the comic books, there is planned that the Deadpool trailer will be revealed on Super Bowl Sunday. There you have it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some of that. I'm ready for Deadpool. I'm really excited for that movie.
Anything Ryan Reynolds is in, I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
For the most part, I didn't like that. What was it called? Free Guy, where he was
Free
like.
Guy was fun.
My kids love that movie.
As a gamer, it was fun.
That was my problem with it, because that came out like it released on Disney Plus, and that was like 2 years ago now. It's been a while, and that's when Disney Plus was a kid-safe platform before they started integrating adult content and announcing, and they didn't even have parental controls. And we're watching Free Guy after work, having dinner, having movie night with the kids, and they just dropped the F word in the movie, just out of left field, unneeded, unprompted. And I'm like, yo, why is this here? Why did my 3-year-old just watch this movie on Disney Plus that threw the F word at him, who hasn't seen it or heard it? Like, that was like, luckily you didn't pay no mind to, you just have paying attention, but that was ridiculously not appropriate for their platform at the time. Without any kind of warning.
That's putting the cart before the horse, don't you think, Beckerman? If they're selling parking for a parade for a game that won't be played for, very presumptuous. I like that.
Yeah. Where's the Super Bowl being held this year, anyway?
Las Vegas.
That's gonna be fun. That way they don't have to go far. Play the game, then it's head straight out to the casino.
Yeah, place their bets now while they can, so no one can see them. It's like, how much do I make if I lose? Yeah. So I'm going for the team that wears red.
That would be Kansas City. They're wearing the home jerseys. I guess because they're playing in the AFC stadium. I guess that's why they're considered the home team, even though Vegas would be closer to San Francisco. But
Becker said
San
it's hard
Francisco's
to beat
number
13
one
men on
is
the
the higher
field.
seed.
Or Durs, I believe, with the proper amount of lubrication and pre-workout, you can do it.
You can do it.
Just keep those hands busy. What?
Yeah, just keep them busy.
Get yourself some shake weights.
Yeah.
Build up the stamina.
Hey, Marcus.
I think my silly socks on.
You do have your silly socks on. Let's show Rob.
I mean, it's
It's silly sock day at school.
Oh, those are particularly silly.
We got to zoom in. We
unicorn.
got to see the. I got a little screen, so it's hard to see.
That's what she
Silly
said.
sock day at school today.
There you go.
Nice.
Kyle went questing yesterday, questing to the stores to find the proper silly socks, and she succeeded. They're silly.
Nice.
Okay.
I
So
don't remember having days like that, themed days at school, but
no,
then again, that was a long time ago. So
we when we went to school, we had to just go to school. There was no silly day. There was no there was bring your parents to work day, but that's something differently. But there wasn't any of that stuff.
Now I remember we would
just
have
go.
Spirit Week, like leading into homecoming, and we didn't
Yeah,
have
in high
like
school,
silly sock day, but they would have like school pride day where you wore like the colors of your school, and like
Sure.
people started escalating that, and they would start like putting like pom poms on their head or
Yeah.
just trying to be the most like beyond just regular clothes. They would just try to go all in for it.
No, we have
Yeah.
more like don't wear this to school days.
Yeah,
That's what ours was. Like,
they're out there like
don't-
measuring your shorts to your kneecaps.
yeah.
You gotta
Don't
go
wear
home and change.
don't wear these bandanas to school
It's-
day. That's what was ours.
it's cold. We also had the mom telling you, "Hey, it's cold. You got to wear your coat to school day, or we'll put your mittens on. And go to school day."
Yeah. Like I don't care if the school is 5 miles away and it's snowing cats and dogs. You're still going to school day.
Have any of you guys been to Catholic school?
No.
For what purpose? We need to clarify.
Wait a second. Are you a police officer? You need to tell me if you are.
You mean as an enrolled student? No, ma'am.
As an enrolled. I passed by the Catholic school plenty of times.
I watched Blues Brothers.
Does that count?
I know a couple of people that went to Catholic school.
Yeah, I went to Catholic school. I was just curious if there's
yeah.
any other commiserators out there.
I went to military school, but
You went to military school?
well, in college, yeah, I went to private military college.
Cool.
So there we just took the beating for just because we were there, as opposed to because we couldn't recite Corinthians or something.
Love is patient. Love is kind.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I just said something went in my head, Mark.
The Corinthians.
There's something popped in my head. I don't know. Squat.
Brother John, Izzy cannot go within 5 miles of Catholic schools.
Yeah, let's not have that conversation.
Yeah, there you go. Jeremy went to Crossroads.
Oh, the immortal Big Shaq went to Christian school. See, I got a commiserator there. Yeah.
Because it was mentioned, Beckerman.
Because it was mentioned. Keep up. Keep up.
So my
Because the
learning- I
Bible
went
is
to a
very pop
couple-
culture, Becker.
I went to a couple of alternative schools.
Yeah, Jeremy did.
Yeah.
He was what the teachers would consider a bad kid.
That's not true. He's
No,
just
it's very true. It's
He's
definitely
just
true.
misunderstood.
I didn't say that or not. It's what the teachers would consider. But if I was being honest, I would say the teachers probably considered very correctly.
Yeah. Today they're not bad kids. None of them
Jeremy's
are
got to
bad
do better
kids,
at
but
not getting caught.
no. So what we did is in our school, we had the regular class, and then we also had what they would call the special ed, right? And they will always put them in a corner so they could stay away from everybody. because they didn't know if they went special, if you know what I'm saying. And
No.
nowadays it doesn't. Oh, you don't want to know. So now they don't do that anymore. They don't. That doesn't exist anymore. So, yeah.
I'm not following, but that's okay.
Yeah, they were troubled kids. Let's just say that much. So they'll put them
He
in
said the
different
Christian
spots.
school is okay. He got to date the hot chick somehow. On the unfortunate side, she was big into abstinence.
The chastity belt was strong with her.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, that's why you got married early, didn't you?
The military school Scott went to was to be a soldier in Nero's army.
Wow, that's old.
Scott's competing with Durs for comment of the day.
Yeah, Durs still got the win.
Yeah.
Especially since I think.
Especially
Yeah.
since that comment came from Durs. It had the shock value to it. you know?
Right. Scott making fun of me for being old is nothing new.
No, but it's always inventive.
How old are you, Rob, again?
80. He just turned 80.
God, you look great, Rob.
I know, right?
You do. You look not a day over 75 for sure.
Scotty, you have firmly established yourself as Scotty, differentiating yourself from Scott, aka
Yeah.
Horderside.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry for the confusion. Unfortunately, when they handed out names, they repeated it a few times for
Yeah.
everybody.
What's your middle name, Rob?
I don't talk about that.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Fat.
Bert.
It's
fat.
I'm
His
not
middle
embarrassed
name
by it. It's my grandfather's first name, but it was more of like there's certain things when it comes to your personal identity I try not to discuss.
Right.
I don't
Rob,
release.
your
I don't release
last
on the
name's
internet.
not
I
fat.
understand.
Yeah,
Your last name's not fat. I thought you were Rob
Rob,
Fat
his-
Stacks.
His
That's
middle
right.
name is Bert. Robert.
that's right. Yeah.
Could you tell me your social security number?
Yes, it's 1, 2, 3,
Uh-huh.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You know,
yeah,
that's
she
the
got all
same
9
one.
numbers.
That's the
I'm
same one on
shocked.
my credit card.
I thought your
Yeah.
social security number would be like 352.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2.
Rob's security card is so old it's written on a clay tablet.
It's not 1, it's 2. Thank you.
At least someone's older than you.
You know what's funny is speaking of old shit, there's something I didn't realize, and I just learned the other day. I was kind of glad. I finally learned the other day why the hell they have letters on a telephone.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know because to my knowledge, they always just translate to a number. So why do they?
Well, there's letters and numbers, but there's
Yeah.
why they're there. Well, it had to do so. Again, these are things I never thought about. But so the telephone, the rotary or the dialing a telephone, is something that came about in the mid 50s. And prior to that, you would pick up the reception or the receiver. You'd talk to an operator. You told them whatever exchange you wanted and gave them the number. Yeah, like Beckerman's giving us Klondike 867, whatever, and that was how you got your phone dialed. Well, then when they introduced the dial, they would teach you is first you dialed the first 2 letters of the exchange that you wanted to reach, and then the number. And so that's why the letters were there, so you could dial the first 2 letters of the exchange that you were going to. I completely didn't realize that.
And this is what you learn in military school.
No, this is what I learned actually watching YouTube. Sometimes YouTube's more than just dancing naked, half-naked girls and people ranting about CGC.
That's
Every once in a while, there's a YouTube short that actually teaches you something.
I'm taking the kids to school. I'll be back.
All right.
All right.
I mean, it was first time for everything, I suppose.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Pennsylvania 65,000. There you go. Like I remember that. Yeah. Anyways,
Izzy, are you going to show yourself or are you just going to keep hiding out incognito? Hi. There you are.
There you go. I'm on my phone, so I'm trying to do 100 things. So,
Oh, I see. Okay.
otherwise, yeah, you guys sit there, hold it, and walk around the stage end. If you, oh, sorry. Let's see here. Glenn Miller's song, phone number on New York. Jesus, I'm older than Rob. No, I know the Glenn Miller song too, but it was also a movie.
See, I'm not old enough to identify Glenn Miller. Who's Glenn Miller?
Glenn Miller was a leader of a big band in the 1940s, very popular. Glenn Miller, the Glenn Miller Band, Orchestra, Glenn Miller Orchestra.
Dishes.
Exciting.
Yeah. After you have
I love,
breakfast, you gotta have.
I love how you had to announce that was dishes and not something.
Well, last week was the same thing.
Good.
Last week I was whipping the eggs, and people thought I was whipping the eggs.
Dang, my YouTube is nothing but half naked girls, and I don't know why. That's because half the YouTube is half naked girls.
What did I? What? Oh, I'm sorry, Hoarder's Hide. I didn't know. I didn't know that that was going to change your mentality of me if I didn't know.
Digits to dial locally, yeah. He's dead to you? Okay, fair enough.
Well, is Glenn Miller still alive? Maybe he's dead too.
No. No, not at all. Anyways.
He's still there? He's still doing his thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He would be really old.
Okay. So talking about school, so my school was the school for Bob Kane, Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and I'm trying to remember somebody. I think it was Kirby. They all went to my school.
So it's interesting that they all went there. Mm-hmm. How does that? I'm still trying to figure out how that connects to you.
What happened to you?
Yeah, exactly. So at that time, the school was an all-male school. So, so in New York, there were male schools and they were female schools or girls' schools, and they all went there because they were all kids from the Bronx. So they went to Clinton High School.
Yeah, you gotta keep them separated. I mean, we know that. That's how the song goes. That and an elephant and a pig DNA just don't mix. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to keep them separated. Yeah. Don't pay no mind.
Yeah.
So, any interesting books that you guys are looking forward to pick up from MegaCon?
I'm not going to MegaCon, so the answer would be no.
Well, nothing stood out yet. Did you see anything?
No, nothing. No, I don't think there's. I think I've seen jack and or squat of any of the stuff that I've even bothered to look at. That's got me excited or go, oh, I need to have that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet either. There are some things here and there that are like, okay, that's cool, but not like I have to get that book kind of thing. I honestly thinking that this whole the retailer exclusive is starting to be a little more of a. You know what I mean?
Well, there's just so many of them that it's lost impact.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, and a lot of them have become ho hum. They get the same. You get the artists. You get the same artists doing these things over and over again, and some of them then just get, in order to crank them out, as soon as they find something that's good, they just create a series of derivatives, and it just gets like, okay, well, that's boring, or they're, hey, I got a great idea for your store exclusive. I'm going to do an ASM 300 homage, or I'm going to do a Spider-Man 1 homage, or
the repetitiveness of it all, right?
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while there's a good one, or something completely original. And those are interesting, but other than that,
there's also the fact that they're not exclusive to the retailer anymore. So it's like you could get this same one and another one, and they kind of have a collaboration type of thing, but it kind of defeats the purpose of being exclusive. So.
Yeah, well, it's not. Yeah, well, it's a shared exclusive, right? Because these things cost a lot of money. And you have to, they're spreading. I mean, not only is it you can spread the cost, but I mean some of those number of books minimum that they sometimes have to order and stuff on these things. It's a fair number of books of a single title to move. Even if you are an online seller stuff. So
Mm-hmm. The Glenn Miller story. I'll do my best order.
that's why I don't collect for covers. So see, well, sometimes I'll collect for covers, but I don't collect I've never had a title come out where I said, "Ooh, I need to have every cover."
Mm-hmm.
That would be I've come close, but I've never really purposefully gone after that, and
Mm-hmm.
that can be for a while during the height of some of these books. They get really big. That would have I know people who that was their goal, collect every cover, and then next thing you know, there'd be like 30 covers, and some of those covers were extremely difficult to get a hold of because either they were really really small runs, or they were in some shared exclusives amongst a couple stores or something that were like out in Timbuktu or something that you
Yeah.
just don't know about. But
Hawaiian edition. I did get a cool book this weekend. Yesterday. So I went to Midtown Comics to pick up a book, and I thought this was a really, really cute, and I'm using the word cute on purpose, a cute virgin variant, and that was cover price. Look how cute that is.
yeah, I don't get Lilo and Stitch, but then I'm just
But it's such a nice cover.
an old curmudgeon apparently. Well,
This
so
is
it's a David Nakayama, right?
Yeah, I think no, it's not.
Oh,
It looks
not
like a
a
David Nakayama ripoff.
No, it's because of the background. That's why. It's
Well,
not
it's
a ripoff. It's a Disney.
it's a negative space, so I mean it's.
But that's
So
not
is
a
it?
David Nakayama.
So who is it? Who did the cover on that
I'm
one?
not sure. I don't know if you know this tag.
Oh,
The tag is a C with an exclamation point, so I have no idea. So I could definitely find out, though. I'm sure no one cares, but.
but it
I
looks
picked it up.
exactly like those David Nakayama ones we've been seeing. So it's like, oh,
Mhm.
well.
But it's for my sister. My sister is a huge Lilo and Stitch fan, so I was like, I'll pick this up for you. So you got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I
nothing
don't.
wrong with buying a book for the cover. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've got a lot of books I buy for the cover. A lot of them, sometimes they're older, sometimes they're newer. But
Yeah, it's a Craig Rougeau. It looks like color breed variant. That's what they call it.
interesting. In other words, Nakayama wasn't available, so hey, can you do something like looks like Nakayama?
But here's the funny part. This is
No.
wait. Talking about weird incentives. This is actually an incentive. I got it for cover price, but the reason why it's a cover price incentive
Because
is
nobody would buy it.
Well, yeah, probably. No, get the kids; they'll buy it.
Because it was Dynamite. There's 47 exclusive cover
Well, yeah,
variants.
exactly. But but listen to this one. It's a 1 in 7.
Right.
I've
yeah.
never heard of this before.
That's Dynamite right there, right? We'll do this is a 1 in 3, this is the 1 in 7, this is the 1 in 10, this is 1 in 13. My God.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
David Nakayama did do a cover, by the way. Wasn't that he wasn't busy? It wasn't the cover he did.
Oh, Lilo and Stitch best seller by shop. Men, women, even teenagers, which rarely come into the comp by this. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It's going to
some of
sell.
the-
You'll see.
so Dynamite has probably done fairly well, I think, with the Disney properties that they've licensed recently. Especially selling multiple covers because there's fans of some of these things that go in. I don't know, like I was buying like 4 or 5 covers every week for the Maleficent ones because my wife loves Maleficent, and then the Gargoyles ones, and then there's been all these various villains, and now you get this, and so there's some people that are just buying one cover, but there's some people doing multiples.
No, it's
Jonathan Tyler,
it
Christopher
sells.
Burrow. Is that who did it, or are you just saying that that's that same style, the negative space? Because obviously,
It's not
JT's.
Jonathan Tyler. Yeah, it's definitely not Jonathan, but it's the same style.
Yeah, I mean, David Nakayama ripped off his kind of style from JTC for some of those. I mean, because it's not The difference being David Nakayama is not really his character ones haven't been negative space. They've actually just been a character on a solid color background, where the solid color background tends to be a color element of the hero being shown, which is a little bit different, I suppose. But um, he had done those along with, like, he had also done a bunch of, for a while he was doing all the magazine covers ones, which he had taken from some Natalie Sanders had been doing all those first.
Mhm.
But that's all right. Everybody borrows from everybody. That's just art, right?
You're
Yeah.
trashing David Nakayama today, Rob. I hope he's not listening.
I think
If you drink
he's a
enough
little
coffee,
busy.
coffee will be part of your stream too.
David Nakayama is a great guy. I met him a few times. He's a really, really nice dude.
He's a nice dude. I agree with
He's a
that.
really nice dude, man.
Yeah, he's really talented.
Okay, let me back up my statement by saying, in no way am I saying that he's not talented or that his art is less than just because he drew inspiration from others. I'm
There
just
you go.
pointing out the fact that
He drew inspirations from others,
he drew inspiration from others and has done very well with it.
and so did 89, 92, 50. No, I'm just giving high numbers. They draw inspiration from others too,
Sure.
all the time. They all do. So that's how we get better.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Stream was started from the beginning when I clicked on it. Yeah, okay, well, that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
When I started drawing, I would always just draw. I would start drawing from like the masters, like Michelangelo's stuff, and just start copying it, because everyone has to learn from the history of art a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's borrowing from the history of art. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, actually, I was frustrated as all hell yesterday. So they had, and this is where I think that traditional artists still have nothing to worry about yet from AI art. They announced that, like, because I'm a Google guy for some reason, their AI bot Bard was now able to start doing. You could prompt it to do create art pieces, essentially AI art.
Right.
Based on your descriptions and whatnot.
Right.
And I swear, I spent 45 minutes yesterday trying to get it to create something, what I think would be fairly simple, that it just could not generate what I was asking for. It would take what I would ask for. It would take elements, but it would never incorporate everything that you asked for. Or it just couldn't understand the concept of, like, I'm telling it, like, create an image of a bipedal robot carrying a damsel in distress towards a rocket ship. Like
You telling me you couldn't understand it?
It would draw either a bipedal robot or some kind of cyborg woman, or it would draw carrying half of a woman, which was really odd. But never would include a rocket ship, or like it would take 2 out of 3 things, the elements you gave it, and it would incorporate 2 of them or something, but never the third. It was very bizarre. Or it would never understood the concept. Like if you said, I want a rocket ship, and I want it like horizontal, or a Flash Gordon style rocket ship, or something like that. It couldn't understand the concept of a rocket ship land horizontally across the. It always wanted to put it like an Apollo ship or something in the background.
I heard my cousin talking about that feature. He's all up on the newest stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying how wonderful it is for artists to use. He's thinking that artists will use this for inspiration or helping to meld ideas together or something. I was just skeptical of that statement.
I could see where if you had been like, maybe a client gave you an idea, say, hey, this is kind of what I want, and you're not quite sure
what to do about it.
What to do with it. You want
maybe you're not the right person for the job.
Maybe your client's just freaking weird, but and you throw it in there and it gives you a couple different ideas. You might go, oh, okay, and you might now it may take you in a similar direction. May take you
a jump off point.
Yeah, exactly, type of thing. Just like somebody might flip, just like you might flip through a book, a painting book or something, like and try to get inspiration on what you want to do. I think I could see that, but at least my first experiment with it was very difficult in trying to trying to get
So
it to generate what I wanted it to
yeah,
generate or what was in my head anyways.
yeah.
And maybe that's me. Maybe I can't convey what I want. Maybe it's great. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing when it comes to AI art. The problem with AI art is that it's being used as a substitute to creating the art rather than helping build the inspiration of art. And I think that's where the biggest problem lies, where people are literally utilizing it to make their art more than what it really is, and that's a problem. Also, it's straight up stealing other people's art to make its own art. So it's taking other images and creating a collage out of it, and that's problematic. You know what I mean? No one gets the credit for doing the work. So
Well, also,
that's the biggest issue with it.
well, I'm not saying that I'm not getting into that realm. I'm just getting into I was just trying to do something, do something, play around with it, see what it would generate.
Yeah,
There's,
I get that.
I was
I get
using,
that.
I was cognizant of the fact that it was a speech engine, and I was using actual proper sentences and instructions and stuff. But
You go
uh,
Nate rocket shit.
there may be things that you might that at times might have been too many different styles. But I think that a robot carrying a woman and a rocket ship on an alien terrain is not too many styles. I think that's one general style.
That's like a whole generation of
But
art.
yeah, I mean, I guess you have to learn how. I mean, I think that's part of the element. Probably is I need to learn more about what it is, and maybe it's also that depending upon the programs and whatnot, it is may do better. I mean, obviously, Bard may not be the greatest for that. It's only just started providing this functionality, and I'm playing with something that's in beta essentially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Adobe Firefly is where you want to look at. If you got to look at it, try that. See how that goes.
well, welcome back again. We're happy that you're back and well. I'll play back with AI art one day and 6 fingers on one hand. AI is, yeah. I tried having it generate, I thought for fun, let me generate something for my youngest. Again, because I'm sci-fi realm, and I'm like, it was like, I was asking essentially at one point where it was like to create humanoids basset hounds, right? So bipedal. I wanted to take basset hounds, make them humanoid or whatever, and with ray guns on an alien planet, chasing after another alien that looks sort of like a rabbit, right? I thought my youngest would get a kick out of that, meshing their love of basset hounds with my sci-fi stuff. And my God, either sometimes it would take an image of a basset hound head and just stick it on top of a human body, and it was not proportioned right or something else. I was like, there was a lot of really bad creations went through trying to get it to scale things properly and do stuff. It's definitely like I said, I think that it's it's a system that's still being worked on, obviously, but and other systems that are specifically built for that or have had more experience might be way better than I may not be the greatest person at conveying what I want.
Yeah. Or maybe you could have used the term anamorphic.
There you go. There's. I mean, again, I could have not been using the right words.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate true art done by real
Someone
people.
asked if this was a commission, and I just want to tell them that this is a commission I'm working on. Way back, right?
Well, you know what? I did actually try that too, Taylor, where I would tell it, okay, give me one piece of it, and let's now add this. And what was weird, or what was, and this might, again, I don't know, this is a Bard thing. What it would take, instead of taking the image that I was saying, now add this to it, it would take those initial images, or whatever instructions I gave it to create those images, along with this new instruction, and create an entirely new image rather than just adding elements to an existing image like I was asking. So it may be something that it's not capable of doing or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I've got all of 40 minutes of experience with this as I was just dinkering around with it just for fun. But I thought, wow, if this is what this is, this is definitely not what I would be afraid of. Anyways, let's see. I talk to text on my phone doesn't even understand a country accent, so yeah, there you go. I don't care if it's real art or AI. If it makes my comic better. Okay.
It makes your comic better.
All the slabs behind Rob are AI. They're AI reprints. Yeah. Maybe specific carrying in its
Sooner or
arm.
later we'll get that.
Woman. Yeah, I did try some different things. I had using carrying in his arms, and even still, it's just again, I don't know. I have not a lot of experience, and it could be that again, Bard may not be the best at doing this, but
Yeah.
It did create some that were interesting. What was it actually was really interesting was like the first time I asked it to generate like a robot carrying a woman in its arms. It came back and said I can't do that because I can't generate images of humans or people. And then it turned around and spit out an image of a robot carrying a woman. But I mean, the style it did was always like not like it wasn't like photorealistic in any stretch of the imagination. It was definitely very not always like super cool. There were some elements to it that just made it wasn't like okay, yeah, you knew it was supposed to be a human, but it wasn't like even a good necessary rendering.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was just playing around with it. Of course, I was going down the old sci-fi realm trying to come up with something that was interesting, but some of the images weren't bad, but some of them were.
So everything I
none of
noticed
them were wanted.
Every time I used an AI tool to kind of like generate something, I always find that it cannot do the hands properly. It never does the hands properly. They look distorted. They look abnormal.
Well,
like, it's just something. They look like hoofs in some cases.
That's a lot of artists do that too. So
Yeah, Rodin had problem with hands and feet. He always have a different artist do his hands and feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 fingers.
Exactly. So.
He killed his father.
Mm.
I had. Well, yeah, I've got a 5-tentacled Doc Ock. So there you are.
There you go. There you go. Well, we know people that don't have all 10 fingers, so I guess that's something. Yeah. On the road.
Waiting in the drop-off circle. Hi.
Yeah, we're in the front of the line.
You ready to go?
The second car is just now pulling up.
You ready to go show off those crazy socks?
Look, he's asking you about your crazy socks. You ready to show them off? Yep.
Awesome. The Pinky gonna stay behind, or the Pinky go to school too?
No, it stays in the car. You did climb on that. It's better than kicking the back of it, isn't it?
So Biggie Shack is asking for the link.
I can't, but Rob, can you send him the link?
Yeah, hold on.
So Mark, did you see anything out of MegaCon that was interesting to you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Big Time Collectibles has the Spider-Gwen Smash Venomized exclusive. Mm-hmm. Eastside Comics has the Hulk 340 homage.
Well, the Deadpool one?
Yeah, which is super dope. They also have another, what was the other one they did? That Hulk 340 really just stole the show, that Deadpool book. Yeah. There was a Last Ronin 2 from Captured Collectibles. I'm pretty much just naming the John Jang exclusives.
Of course.
But that's it. I don't chase down like con exclusives, but I collect John Jang. So it's fun just chasing those down. Good morning,
Yeah.
Comet Cap.
I was mentioning it to Rob. I don't see anything that kind of like stands out to me like that.
In all sincerity, that Deadpool, that 340 homage just absolutely stands out no matter when it would, even in terms of like John's covers. That one really got my attention. It just
But isn't that
it was
that's
wicked.
Wolverine dressed as Deadpool?
No, you're thinking of the Miko Suwayon exclusive. So Big Time Collectibles did that Miko Suwayon exclusive where it's Wolverine dressed as Deadpool about a year ago. They had a secret MegaCon drop today where it's like an all white background kind of thing, just as an extra one. But John did an actual Wolverine on the cover with Deadpool in the reflection of the blades, and Deadpool has like a gun pointing close at him and stuff.
Yeah. I saw some of the
really
comic
awesome.
mint ones. Some of the comic mint ones I saw. Like there's a Michael Turner Supergirl homage that I've seen
I
before.
was about to say whose books are they copying?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put out some cool stuff. That Michael Turner homage, I don't know. I feel weird about homaging that because that book, it's not that old for one, and like that, Michael Turner's art shouldn't be homaged. You should just use it and pay the family somehow.
Flash Ray, yes, I will be at East Bay Con in Concord on Sunday, 100%. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make sure just for fun, because I want to make it make sense. Since Chris Marinen's there, I'm going to bring this Nova 1 and have Chris Marinen sign it so we can have it for the giveaway bin.
That's really cool. Biggie, good morning.
Morning.
What, Biggie?
Hello.
How's your day going so far?
It's going okay. I'm ordering McDonald's, so I had a couple minutes.
Oh, I like a egg McMuffin.
Just like two sausage biscuits, please.
Oh.
Serious question,
Rob. Yeah, what's up?
Serious question, Biggie. And I asked Madam and Rob this and Izzy like right when we started the stream, but at Burger King, their breakfast sandwich is like a croissant sandwich. It's a croissant. Have you ever had those? I just loved those growing up. There's just something about them. Like I preferred.
I think I have.
Yeah.
I was a McDonald's way better, I thought.
I think the closest thing to McDonald's sausage biscuit is Wendy's, but
I don't think I've ever had breakfast from Wendy's. I've never thought about it.
I've only heard of the rumor.
Burger King ain't bad though.
My nerdy collective wants to know, Madam, if you'll be his next ex-wife.
That's so sweet.
That sounds like a laugh of an ex-wife.
It really does.
That sounds profitable, actually. So how profitable are we talking about?
Like, how much is the bank account again?
You can own all 10 of this
I
fortune.
don't sign prenups, so.
Sign prenup.
Newman's.
In fact, I make the prenup. We'll have your lawyer talk to mine, and we'll
I will own your soul if you break up. This is what I want.
I got here early to get off at 8 in the morning. Jeez.
Just once, I would like it to be a nice day in New York. It has not been a nice day in New York in like months.
It's like it's winter there or something.
Wow.
No, it's more like a dead fall.
Oh.
So the weather's not cold. It's in the 40s.
Oh.
Thank you.
It'll be like winter for you, Rob. For sure, here it's not like that. It's like
my winter is it's cold today. It's gonna get in the 50s.
Yeah, that's what it is around here. It's around that.
I can't grab them. I got no fingers.
Yeah, it's cold.
You're ain't my thumb.
So,
It's barely. Well, no, today it's gonna get to 57, but it's raining. It's raining. Like we got that atmospheric river that they're talking about. So it's just raining. The forecast, the 10-day forecast is basically 10 days of rain.
Yeah, depressing weather.
To answer Scotty's question, I just looked up the Puppet Madam on Solid Gold.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
yeah.
So being that I have Biggie Shack here, were you satisfied with the Royal Rumble results?
No, I was satisfied with Vince McMahon's crucifixion. No, that was pretty fun.
John Laurinaitis is now saying he's a victim.
Yeah, I
also,
know, but
I got a serious question here. Did everyone hate Vince McMahon before this, or just everyone just
No, Vince McMahon has
they
been
just
gotten a lot of hate a long time ago now.
okay? I was
For a
just
while
wondering
now.
because it seems like he's like the pinnacle of the industry, and then like as soon as he gets in trouble, everyone's like, "Oh, good, glad he's in trouble."
Well,
Well,
he's
That's that guy.
been on the decline now for. I mean, he for the longest time he was viewed as like the pinnacle of the industry and very innovative and stuff, but he's been construed as having been losing touch
Mhm.
for a while now. It's
Yeah.
been a slow decline, and then of course these things came out. Not just this one. This is just now, the fact that it's getting really bad, but because it happened obviously earlier when the first time he stepped down.
Mhm.
That these are topics that where people just quickly, everyone you thought was a
well,
friend or whatever goes like, nope, sorry, don't know him.
yeah.
pretty
The,
much.
the John Laurinaitis thing, the John Laurinaitis thing has legs because Vince is. I mean, if his lawyer talked to him about it before whatever they did, it makes sense because Vince would be able to boss you around. So, and then my thing is I'm a Hogan fan, so anything that distracts from Hogan's past crap is good for me. So I'm glad it happened to somebody.
Yeah, they didn't have Vince at Royal Rumble, but they had Hulk Hogan clips. So
I'm
That's because Hulk
CM
Hogan.
Punk was supposed to win the Royal Rumble, but he tore his. No,
he
dude,
wasn't.
he tore his
He
bicep.
wasn't.
You
He
can't
wasn't
tell me
going
2 years
to
later
win.
they're still pushing this
He
Cody
was-
nonsense.
he
They're
wasn't
not
going
pushing.
to win, Dirts. He was not going to win.
Let each other finish at least before you
That's
talk.
what I was
Because
trying to finish.
no one can hear
always
each other if
talk.
y'all do that. What were
That's
you
why
saying, Dave?
That's why I always have to elevate because everybody likes to cut me off. So I'm just start shouting.
I'm saying just let Durs finish before you prove him
CM
right or
Punk-
wrong.
CM Punk 1,000% as a wrestling fan. If Cody Rhodes wins at WrestleMania, you are losing thousands of people that are done watching wrestling because nobody cares about Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes had his moment years ago. He had his moment and they took it from him. So CM
Sorry,
Punk,
Dirts.
so hang on. You're telling me that WWE spent all this money and all this controversy to bring CM Punk and him not win the Royal Rumble? Not a chance.
Yes.
Not a
Yes.
chance.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Not a chance.
What I'm saying is the truth. The truth of the matter is this: CM Punk was supposed to face Seth, and that wasn't good. That's not necessary for a Royal Rumble win. Cody was part of the plan already, and he was part of the plan until The Rock showed up and tried to jump in. But then The Rock is like, you know what? Give it back to Cody because Cody worked on it. Now, as far as no one cares about Cody, you're dead wrong. He is one of the highest selling merch in WWE. Look it up. It's fact. The reason is the kids love Cody. And you know what? That's what WWE loves. They love the kids. You know why? Because the kids tell their moms and dads to buy them 101 things, and therefore we have a brand new John Cena. And that's what Cody's going to do.
Real quick before Rob jumps in here, I do want to point out that all of the you've seen what AEW did with Punk. Well, we did. You might not have Durs, but he breaks in every match and they still give it to him. WWE would have he would have broken in the middle of the match and still won if that's the case. You know what I mean?
I don't think CM Punk's Cody Rhodes and is going to wrestle with an injury like Cody Rhodes.
Well, CM Punk breaks every single time he wrestles. Is my point. That's never stopped him in the ring. Like it happened back to back to back at AEW, and he still walked with a W every time. Like that doesn't stop him in the moment. They'll break, finish the match, and then address it after. You know what I mean? But Rob, what were you going to add?
Durs made a comment about nobody cares about Cody. Let me tell you something, Durs. I don't care about CM Punk. And there's a lot of people who don't give a crap about CM Punk either. He left the company fucking 10 years ago. I didn't care about him then. and I don't care about him 10 years ago, and I certainly don't care about him coming back and as another round of washed up. Hey, look at me, I'm cool.
That's Cody Rhodes
I
for me.
I don't care about Cody Rhodes either, but I'm saying I don't care about CM Punk either. So,
my thing was just them spending. I'm sure they had to spend a lot of money to sign him. I'm sure.
I don't know that's sure because
that's what I'm saying.
What was he doing?
I assume.
Nothing. He got
Well, he was still collecting his checks from AEW. They released him, but they had to
All right,
finish
guys, I'm
out.
out.
All right, baby.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
It's like, was he going to go TNA? I mean, come on.
Well, here's the thing. They got CM Punk for the fact that he still draws. CM Punk does put eyes on the product, so that's why you bring him.
Now hold on. Let JB jump in here too.
Okay, JB, what you got to say?
Yeah. So you're saying that WWE has spent all of this money on CM Punk, but that's you're not recognizing that they spent a large amount of money on Cody Rhodes as well.
Agreed.
So I think you have to recognize
and what my point is, like, I was the biggest Cody guy last year, but after seeing him lose to Roman and then for the past year and a half just run in and disrupt bloodline matches and stuff like that, it took his character from here to making him one of my least favorite characters in the WWE, that anytime he's on screen, I fast forward through his segments and then the what do you want to talk about stuff. Like, I just hate his whole gimmick, and it's not his fault. It's what the WWE did.
No, it's totally him. It's all him. That's him.
I think he should have beat Roman when he had him at first time. That's
WWE issue.
I know.
In fact, if they want him to beat every record.
They've killed the character for me.
Quick question: Did The Rock end up wrestling, or people thinking of saving that for WrestleMania?
No. That he showed up on one at the beginning of the year, and he made one comment about head of table, and everybody goes, "Oh, he's going to wrestle Roman." Nobody said that was going to happen. Now, since then, he did say that there's discussions, but whether it happens or not, I've heard there's all kinds of stories out there. Oh, it's going to happen, or he's going to special guest referee, or they're not going to do anything, and who cares?
I don't want it to happen.
At the end of the day, he's going to be involved in some way.
Right.
He's gonna
but then The Rock's not going to beat Roman and take his title. That'd be stupid. You can't break that.
No.
But that's where Cody comes in. So Cody comes in. Cody comes in to take the title from Roman. Roman is still has the claim of being the head of the table, and that's where The Rock comes in. That's what they want to do. That's what's going to eventually happen. The Rock is just doing what The Rock does best and starts stirring up the pot. Right? He's at the head of the table, and let's be honest, he might have been mentioning the fact that he's in TKO and he's now on the table in TKO.
Why?
The last wrestler I remember, his name was Goldberg.
Yes.
That's one of the goats.
I get so much flack for that, but behind me in all my videos is Sting and Goldberg, the two best. Like, they're top for me.
So using the term wrestler with Goldberg is a pretty big stretch. But he appeared.
Do I hear a couple sour fans who are just mad at his reign?
But
173-0.
He appeared on wrestling. I'll give him that. Yeah.
He took wrestling by storm.
Scotty
My
agrees.
favorite thing
He
about
used to watch Goldberg's.
Is the streak would be at like 120. They'd be like, in Goldberg's 123-0.
Next 150.
Yeah.
So what happened with that, Durs, is what people don't want to recognize.
House shows.
Is there was no house shows. No, there's numerous bar brawls that were happening, and Goldberg, they would call the police, and Goldberg would show up, and he would end them, and that went toward his record. And what he did there is not only did he show that he's an alpha, but he also saved the taxpayers tons of money because cops didn't have to show up. So
you just hear that knock. You hear the knock.
Yeah, true champion.
I could say that. I could say firsthand that is true. Only because I remember one time going to a live event, and after the live event, I went to a local diner, and Goldberg came in, and he took out everybody. And everybody counts as a win for him.
And
there
that while
was-
people can say like he
Yeah.
was not a polished wrestler, he wasn't trained fully and all that, I can easily acknowledge that, but that doesn't take away from like the overall factor. There's so many aspects of being a good wrestler, and he lacked in numerous, but he reigned supreme where it really just counterbalanced it to make like from a fan perspective, it worked so well.
Yeah.
And he still does have some classically amazing matches. You cannot argue that him and Diamond Dallas Page at Halloween Havoc isn't one of the best wrestling matches you've ever seen. And it's props all to Diamond Dallas Page, but still, both those men were in that ring. Like,
Well,
Here's
there's
a good-
wrestlers
amazing.
and there's attractions.
Speaking of wrestlers, I also got hit up to quote Bret Hart to do a life-size statue of him.
what? That's
Wow.
awesome. The
I didn't
Hitman.
get it.
One
I
of the
didn't get it.
legitimate best that ever was. Yeah.
Now that is Bret Hart is a wrestler.
Yeah.
And he hates Goldberg. He
So,
hates him.
Scott,
Yeah, because he
so
ended his
Scotty,
career. What do you expect?
TNA, they call it total nonstop action, but they use that acronym on purpose for the fact that it sounds like TNA, because
Except
that's what they're
We know what that means. We know
yeah,
what that
because
means.
that's what they were
What does
trying
that
to
mean?
do in their early
Testin
days.
Albert. It means Testin Albert. Testin Albert.
Yeah, there you go. Testin Albert.
Albert, yeah.
That was a tag team group back in the day.
Yeah, with Trish as
Oh
the manager.
yeah, I do remember that. Yep, all pierced up. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good thing, because I was going to ask, if you guys feel like Goldberg wasn't a wrestler, how do you feel about Roman? Because he's like a two-trick pony as well.
Roman's actually
He's more
better
of a wrestler.
He's more of a wrestler than Goldberg ever was. I'll admit to that. He does have good moves,
Mhm.
but at the same time, he still is an attraction. That's the difference. Like Andre the Giant.
Yes.
Andre the Giant, not a wrestler. He was an attraction.
Right.
Ultimate
I
Warrior
love Andre
was
the
a
Giant.
These guys are attractions, and to be completely honest, these guys make more money than the pure wrestlers.
Oh,
if
facts.
you ever look at the pure wrestlers in the business as a whole, they don't make as much money unless they have some level of charisma.
Right. Like the technical guys and stuff like that.
Right? So like Roddy Piper was a great technical wrestler, but what sold Roddy Piper was that he was an awesome heel.
Mhm.
And speaking of awesome heels, I think Drew McIntyre is on fire right now.
Oh,
Wow.
that's another
See,
guy I've never
that's-
been a fan of.
No, what they need to do, what they really should do, is they need to get him first of all signed.
Yeah.
I think
Because-
it's part of the plan.
Because this whole thing of him not being signed, not knowing where he's going, great. But since you've already started to tease this stuff with him and Punk, then great. Let him win Elimination Chamber. Let him go and meet Seth and take that title while Cody goes off and does his thing with whatever. And then he can have that then let him have his WrestleMania, let him face Seth at WrestleMania so he can have his WrestleMania moment in front of people and win the title in front of people for a bit. And then when CM Punk comes back, let him and CM Punk resume their battle, and you can decide at that point whether or not who you want the strap to be on. But that's what I would do, because you should reward that man for how he carried that company during the COVID times and get him paid. And I think that'd be a great way to do it. I think
what happened to Drew sucks, because I'll openly admit, when he beat Lesnar at the Rumble right in 2020, he had all that momentum and it carried through it. And you know what? He was a great champion. Like he was a good face of the company. Unfortunately, he was a face of the company in a time that the company had no fans. You know what I mean? And I think he should deserve some kind of credit for being that person during the time. He's a great dude. You know, and what he did this week was awesome. How he said, "I was praying for you, and I fell asleep."
I wish it was
perfect.
I wish it was 1995 and Esteban said this out loud in front of Roddy Piper.
I'd smack him.
He would legitimately hit him with a chair.
everyone's doing script.
That's what he needs to do.
I never understood the concept of why everyone wants to call it fake, other than it
Right.
triggers people. Why can't we just? It's scripted wrestling. Sure.
It's scripted stuntman
Go to
work.
the
It's,
movies,
yeah,
people
it's
watch
real.
TV shows. It's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Got news for you. NCIS is fake cop drama. I got news for
I'm
you.
a diehard football fan.
CSI is fake murders and fake crime.
I got one that might trigger people. Let me tell you about the NFL.
That's what I just said. I was
Wait
like,
a minute.
I'm a football
You
fan,
know
and
what?
I'm
Say
pretty
that.
sure
Say
most
that
of
in front
that's
of
fake.
John Moxley. Tell John Moxley it's fake.
Yeah, tell John Moxley the NFL is fake.
Go to
He will
any
bleed on you.
go to any GCW event and tell them that it's fake.
Oh God, no. No thanks. No thanks, bro.
Well, let's ask Trump what he thinks.
Hey, they're coming up. They're coming out to grab the kids. I'm gonna hop back off. I'll
All
see
right,
y'all when we
take
get
it easy.
home.
I don't watch CSI. Okay, great. What do you watch? I mean, it's all fake, right? So there.
Random thing. What I said earlier about the AI thing, the styles. There's like on mine, I use Canva Edit for everything, and there's like 20 different styles. And like if I pick like realism or retro or filmic or whatever, sometimes it just doesn't work. So most of the times I have to play around with it.
Yeah, this is. I mean, this is really. I think it's a very because again, like I said, I wasn't using an art program or anything else. This is art Bard, which is their up to this point had been just a language thing where it was like ask questions, let it do its thing, and it's completely like, now they're part of their beta now is allowing you to give it words and have it try to generate art from there. And then of course what it part of their whole process right now, because it's a beta thing, is you give it feedback, thumbs up, down, and what was good, what was not, or what why'd you give it this rating, so it can try to refine itself. Yeah, so it's not even like available on your phone. You have to do it via the web because they don't have an app for it right now because it's not
platform.
I like Canva because if you type in, like if I would type in like Godzilla like image or something, it won't do it. So like anything that's close to resembling something, like for me to make like some of like my kaiju backgrounds, I had to be like kaiju-esque dinosaur monster, like anything that's like anything similar to infringing on anybody, it just doesn't let you make it, which I think is really
and I said the Bard is kind of the same for their thing too. It sounds like they're trying to steer clear of anything that's copyrighted right now and stuff. And that's cool. And I don't. That's not the problem. And it's like I said, it's a beta platform and it's something new a new feature that they're playing around with, and it's all well and good. And I'll play around with it. I'm just.
It's fun. It is. It's fun to use. It makes
something wrong. What did you do, JB? There's
What?
something different about you. Is it the
fresh cut?
It's the
You got a haircut.
Fresh cut. Yeah. I can tell right off the rip.
Look at him, man.
Hey.
Ooh. Yo, you got to
nice little fade on the side. I like that.
Zoom in on the cut. Zoom in on the cut.
Yeah, I have a busy weekend. Tonight is a father-daughter dance. Tomorrow is an event where I have to wear a tuxedo, and then Sunday is my daughter's birthday. So I thought I should get my first adult haircut.
Wow.
And, so you mean you had to go to sit in a real chair, not the chair with it kind of did the long.
I never
didn't give you a lollipop when you're done either.
Yeah.
No, like it's the like normally I just walk into like a Sports Clips or like a Holiday Hair or someplace that just walk-in appointments.
That breaks my heart, Justin. Give yourself a barber.
And I walk in and
hold on. I
have had the same guy cut my hair. I'm 34. I've had the same barber and shop cut my hair since I was 17. Nobody else can touch my hair. And yes, I'm
with that.
With what? I need a haircut, bro. It's been like 2 months since I got a haircut.
You need a haircut. Look at this
you might
thing.
consider trying somebody different if that's what you've been getting.
Yeah, you
I get the fades, bro. I like the fades and all the buzz. I'm a young buck, bro.
No, don't go to a blind hairdresser.
And like I said, I'm balding up here, so I have to make sure he's good at covering it.
Let's not. It's gonna end up like
Give me
this.
5 years, Rob. And I'll be with you.
No joking aside, you are great looking at letterer. I'll give you that much. One of the best looking letterers I ever seen. Now that you got this haircut, it's amazing.
I don't know how to respond to that. Thank you.
Did you do some beard trimming too, Justin?
Yeah, I opted for the whole package.
The whole package. Did they give you a little massage too?
He got the towel.
No massage, but he was definitely like, he did my hair. And he's like, all right, let's take care of those caterpillars. And the next thing I know, he's going across my eyebrows.
Woo! Wow.
Look at that. You got the towel treatment too?
Yeah.
There you go.
How much did that run you, JB?
I think it was like $70.
Wow.
That's not bad.
Worth it.
If I get where the shop I go to, I don't go very often, obviously, but when I do go, if I get a head shave and a face shave and the whole thing, it's like $100.
What? Where do you guys go?
Well, I live in the Bay Area. You know how much rents is so far? Jeez,
$30.
Treat yourself, Idzy, once in a while. Come on, man.
I do. I'm not going to spend more than $30 on my haircut.
It's not an often thing. That's not an often thing that you go all out like that.
Look, obviously, every day I take care of myself for the most part. Thank you, JB. I have been married for 30-something years. Yeah, that happens. You take care of yourself, right? So but every once in a while, you like to have someone else take care of it for you. And you pay a professional. Take this how you want. It's all perfectly fine.
This is totally coming out of context.
Somebody is clipping the crap out of this, and it's perfectly fine at this point. Yeah.
With a $5 cut.
It's 100% is amazing for a bald cut. Well, you're getting a head shave, right? So it's a different thing when you're having it done, and a full shave head, face, beard trim, mustache trim, hot towel, and you get the massage and you get all the other stuff all part of it. It's a deluxe package. Don't get me wrong. It's not something I would do every 4 weeks. Holy shit, no. If I was a normal hair wearing fool. But
I get a haircut on a monthly basis. So
my thing is, I think like, am I going to do this every time? No, but like if I'm going to like a big convention, like I don't see any reason why I wouldn't do it before that, or
look good, feel good, man. It's a thing of life.
Well, I noticed. So there you go.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Wasn't sure what it was, but I knew there was something off about you.
It's a shirt. That's what it was.
So JB doesn't look like his normal slobbing self.
I brushed my hair this morning. That's what it was.
Justin, what are you working on right now?
I am working on. I got sent an issue of the Smurfs.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Dynamite?
Scotty.
No.
At least for mine, it's like it's just the little mechanical like neck massager, like when they're towards the end. That's all.
So who's doing the Smurfs?
There was a publisher by the name of Paper Cuts that put out Smurfs and like a bunch of younger kid stuff like that. But then Paper Cuts was bought by Mad Cave. So Mad Cave sent it to me. They actually emailed me, I think, on Wednesday, and we're like, what are your plans for the weekend? And I was like, ooh, bad weekend. So I'm trying to do it today. So like I can turn it in Monday morning. It's a bad weekend.
While he's in the father-daughter dance, he's like, ding, 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 ding.
Man,
let her hear.
I'm so happy that my daughter told, like, my daughter listed. My daughter's 5, first off, so she's so excited. She's like naming all of her friends that are going to be there, and all I'm thinking is, yes, more friends means I can just sit there.
More friends are going to ask you questions.
I could just see that. My dad works in the comic book industry. What does he do?
No.
What do you do, Dad?
No. They don't care. They'll be talking about Roblox or Pokemon or
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Something, whatever they're releasing.
Pokemon is gone, bro. It's all about Power World nowadays. Pokemon is so on the back burner anymore. It is all about Power.
Do I look like I'm young and plugged in to the youth community?
It's not the youth community, bro. It is the entire gamer community. Power World is insane.
Does it look like I'm plugged into that anymore?
You're
Rob,
wearing a
give me
gaming
your
headset.
age. I'm always
You are
so
wearing a gaming headset. So yes, I think you are
Rob
plugged
laughed.
in.
I
I'm
like
wearing a
that one.
Sennheiser headset because
Gamers-
quality.
Gamers use that. I know for a fact gamers use
And
that.
yes,
So does everybody else,
I did play
practically.
MMOs, but I mean, I don't Pokemon or whatever. What did you say?
So have you ever heard of a game called like Ark Survival Evolved with like the dinosaurs and stuff?
Nope.
Maybe
Never heard of it.
Minecraft, you know, survival. Survival.
Minecraft. I know of Minecraft. My kids talk about that.
So you survive and you build things. So you take that premise, but inject Pokemon into it, likeness of Pokemon, and then take that and then give yourself guns and the Pokemon guns and make it a mature game. And it's all about black marketing, and it's on Xbox, and it's as a gamer, I've never seen a phenomenon more than this. It was like 7 million copies in the first 2 days. It was wild.
So in other words, Fortnite's not a thing anymore.
Fortnite hasn't been a thing for like since December. Since December 23rd or 22nd, when me and like 500,000 people left because they brought back.
So you left, so it's no longer a thing. Got it.
Well,
Okay.
they brought back the OG.
As long as I understand how it works, that's how come Yar's Revenge is no longer a thing.
So my age
no longer
group,
playing
my
Yar's
age group
Revenge.
is the good nostalgia group to get, because like in our early like when we were like 15, coming in our early 20s, that's when like Call of Duty was really popular, Fortnite. So anytime they bring out the old stuff, all of us jump back on, and as soon as it leaves, we dip.
Scotty, I get it. That's how I used to describe it to my parents, because my kids would talk about Minecraft, and of course my parents were like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" And I go, "It's basically like computer Legos." And then I thought it was hilarious when Legos came out with Minecraft sets.
Even further,
I thought it was like the craziest thing on the planet.
In Fortnite right now, you can play. It's just like Minecraft, but it's all Lego. It's Lego Minecraft. It's a collaboration with Fortnite.
You know, back in my day, we just had pile of Legos.
Sure.
And they weren't.
Day,
and hold on,
Brothers.
Izzy. Let me finish. We didn't have. It wasn't like these fancy kits like JB gets and does. Those we had. We had model kits from Revell and others that were model kits you put together. No, Legos. It was a pile of freaking Legos. It just random shit.
Just a bunch of like 2x4s, just all the same size.
Various colors, and you used your imagination.
That sounds terrible. I like being able to open my phone and go on YouTube and see how the sets build, so I can build my set. It can go on the shelf, and I can go on about my day.
No, we didn't have that. We didn't have no built set.
They're stifling creativity.
Okay,
they're stifling Lego's creativity with those manuals.
You just bought a set of 100 or 1,000. And that's it. It was just that. It wasn't like, hey, get your Millennium Falcon. Like, no, you had to create the Millennium Falcon based on your own creativity.
Yeah.
It wasn't no crap that we gave you the design elements for it.
In fact, my parents, who like wouldn't allow us, my parents were kind of strict on toys as far as violence. For some reason, Star Wars was acceptable, I guess, because it was fantasy violence. But anything else, Transformers, G.I. Joes, Mask, we couldn't have those things. So we built them out of Legos. You want a Transformer? Figure a way to build a Transformer out of a pile of Legos and actually have it transform. That's freaking creativity, and that's what we did.
Yeah. Well, nowadays you buy a Lego set for $200, and then 2 years later it's worth $5,000. So you want to make sure it's completely perfect.
If you never build it.
I mean, you can know even the Millennium Falcon built and opened is still $2,000 or $3,000 online. The original one, because it's been retired.
Justin
has it.
Justin, do you think that Lego manuals have stifled creativity in our youth?
I don't buy Legos to be creative. I buy Legos not to think. I can just go on autopilot and.
Are you building just something on your own, or are you following a manual?
Oh, I'm following the manual.
He gets the kids. So it's like building a model, but he doesn't get to sniff the glue.
I'm sniffing something.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I think coloring books. I have a peeve with coloring books too. I think coloring books have taken a lot of creativity out of a lot of children.
Well, I know that
it should just be a blank book and some crayons.
Here's what I know about Legos. Was the Legos when buy them for my kid, and you spend all this money on these sets. They build the set, and then they set it on the shelf, and they don't play with it. And then they want something. They want another set. It's like that's $100.
Wait. You mean like the raw books you have behind you that you can never read or open or look
I don't know what
through?
you're talking about. My raw books. I can read all my raw books.
My bad. Sorry. All your slab books that are in cases that you can never open and enjoy.
There's two different things on that analogy, Durs. One, I'm a grown ass fucking adult, and it's my goddamn money.
You're right.
Number two, I didn't buy it to play with it. Whereas I bought.
You can play with Legos. They go on the shelf and they get admired. They go in DTOS to never be touched. Legos are collector items now.
Legos are toys.
That's a stretch. If I see my son playing with his Lego figurines, I'm going to be pretty mad.
I can see.
You need to watch the Lego movie again. Watch the end of the Lego movie and see what we're talking about.
You're right. You're right.
I can fully see from
alert,
as they have gone into the licensed products that somebody and because the death of model kits, and Lego now is the new model kit, right? So I can understand that there are a collector base who would buy those things for that functionality and that purpose, right? I think that's different than kids and toys, where now the kids are treating their toys like everything is a collector's item and I've got to just set it aside and I don't actually play with my toys. Let me get these expensive toys. Let me set them off to the side and just have them to look at. And now let me go back and play on my computer and my screen and stuff. I just see it different. I guess I'm olders.
No. I 100% what you mean, but I think it's more of like parents like me. I opened all my toys and all my comics and everything. I could have never, if I would have saved all my first edition Pokemon cards, I would have never, millions of dollars that I sold when I was 13. So now when my son gets things, I tell him, hey man, one day that's probably going to be worth a lot. And then he's like me. He likes to hoard things. He likes to put it on a shelf. And he's like,
oh, ruin his childhood, Durs. What are you doing?
My son's in 3 baseball leagues. My son is one of the best baseball players in the state of Ohio. I am not ruining his childhood.
What are you talking about?
Baseball is his childhood. Let the
boy play and let him go through life knowing when he destroyed all his toys from when he was a kid. And as he's an adult, he'll say to himself, oh,
no.
man, if I only knew. You know what? He has to live through that.
He's going to have such anxiety. He's going to have such anxiety for opening up actual figures now. He's going to be like, I want to do it, but I shouldn't.
My dad said it's going to be worth millions of dollars. No, it's not.
So he knows what lines. He knows he's at the age now where he knows what lines he shouldn't open or what things he shouldn't open and what lines it doesn't matter. It's like Marvel Legends. He opens
up anything he wants and play with them. They're toys.
Correct. I don't tell him no, but like I said, I have instilled him that, hey, if you might not open this,
you're indoctrinating him.
Did you put him in a crock pot?
A neti pot.
Neti pot.
Yeah, shout out to if Mark's still watching, he'll understand that reference.
I understand what it is. I don't know why you would put a kid inside of one.
You must not have watched Guess That Key with Paul.
No, but I know that there was talking about it. But I'm saying is a neti pot. You don't stew anything. You don't cook in it.
You just let it steam, right? The whole purpose is to steam, right?
Right.
Yeah, mom's Barbie.
My mom's Barbies are still on the box. Oh, wow, Scotty.
Yeah.
I bet you they're worth something now.
You'd be surprised.
Scotty's mom has Barbies that are still in the box.
Depending on how old his mom is. Yeah, I gotta understand.
That is true.
The original Barbie, actually, I remember thinking it was really interesting was things have changed somewhat, but the original Barbie are expensive, but a lot of the stuff that was generated in the 70s and the 80s stuff that you'd be surprised how little it's actually worth. It's like comic books.
But it's like the pregnant Barbie. That one has some value and stuff.
Oh,
like
she's
that.
80. Okay, fair enough. The Barbies
The
are not.
old Barbies were great because they had earring holes. You could put earrings in their ears. They weren't scared about little kids choking at those days. They had necklaces, you know. They had all these little tiny shoes you'd always lose, you know.
I love when the packages says that may contain small parts. I'm like, then why you put it in there?
No, my favorite is when I buy something, like I go buy a package of almonds and it says may contain nuts. Well, I certainly fucking hope it does, because you know what? That's why I bought it.
What's the point, right? Unlike the ice cream bar,
damn lawyers.
I'd really like to be the person, or meet the person who picks that package up, reads that warning label, and they're like, "Oh shit," and then puts it back down.
Right? Like, really? I can't believe they put nuts in this.
There's a great SNL bit with Dan Aykroyd where he's like they're doing like a forums, and he's a toy seller, but all the toys he sells are completely dangerous. Like, it's a bag of glass. So what is it? It's a bag of glass. What do you do? Like, yeah, and he says we put a warning label, contains broken glass. There, buy it. So good stuff. But yes, almonds are not. Of course, comics. KS and Comics would say that.
Tree nuts, of course they are. Peanuts aren't actually nuts.
Oh, here's one for you, Dirds. Taco Bell may contain meat on the label.
I don't know. I don't eat our meat, so I couldn't tell you. I only eat the chicken, and that's even before working there.
I don't eat chicken either.
I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan of just like meat tacos, like just anything, unless it's like a street taco or something like that. I've always liked it.
Great.
Yeah.
What about
look, I know that Taco Bell.
That's also okay.
Whatever you want to say about Taco Bell, whatever, they're still to this day every once in a while. I just like a nice. Get me some of those just plain old regular crunchy tacos.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'd rather get a quesadilla from if I'm going to go to Taco Bell, it's going to be a quesadilla. It's a little more safe.
I don't know what
chicken.
I don't know what I mean. I guess you're saying tortilla and cheese, but I mean, I don't care. I grew up, man. I used to love going and picking up a 6-pack of tacos, and
yep.
Back in the day. Now that's
I got a great tacos place around the corner here, and they got Taco Tuesdays. You get 3 tacos for $10. Sweet.
7-layer burrito with the green stuff. Yeah, no, I mean, I get
it's a 5-layer burrito, and you can buy the green stuff at Kroger or Walmart. It's called Verde sauce.
Yeah, well, anyways.
I still buy. I miss the sweet chili and Baja sauce that we have, and I buy that stuff from Kroger and Walmart.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want something that's is not good for you.
Yeah, we live in America where everything good comes out, and we like it for 2 months, and then it's gone forever.
That's why I like Justin. He's not good for me, but I like him anyways.
Fills your needs.
And then I'm gone forever.
He's a bad influence.
Oh, Scotty, I missed the 7-layer burrito too. That was my favorite thing to get. Was the 7-layer burrito.
The 5-layer burrito's still there. It's the same thing. Promise you. It's the exact same thing.
Is it missing 2 ingredients though, Durs?
No, it's missing the shell. You had an extra shell in the 7-layer burrito. That was the only difference. Now we just take the shell out and call it a 5-layer burrito, and it saves you $2.
Oh.
So you took one item away from 7 layers, and now it's 5 layers.
That's math.
Don't ask me, bro. I just
American math. New math.
They just pay my checks.
Right. No, I'm not. Again, I'm just asking. I was asking more of a clarification, not a judge. I'm not judging you. Your employer is your employer, and it doesn't matter. It allows you to live. Now you're not sitting here saying no. Taco Bell's the greatest company on the planet. Although in the future, all restaurants are Taco Bell. We know that.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Demolition Man.
That's right, because they win the fast food wars.
Right.
I want to spin off of just that.
How did y'all talk Taco Bell without mentioning nacho fries?
Oh, they're gone. They're gone.
Because they're nacho fries.
I'm more than aware.
Yeah,
I'm one of y'all's number one customers, bro.
And you are somebody that we curse every time you buy nacho fries because they're a pain because we always are just fries.
Wow, I did not know that.
You know
the
what?
inside secrets come out.
Yeah.
I have my biggest problem with Taco Bell is their current love of putting nacho cheese on everything.
Because Taco Bell has the best nacho cheese on the planet, bar none.
That's not saying much because nacho cheese.
I don't like nacho.
That's saying a lot.
Isn't it just Velveeta?
It's a dude. No, I don't know what it is, but there's been
Spicy
numerous
Velveeta.
times where I've tried to get the recipe. Like not Taco Bell's nacho cheese. Even as a kid growing up, it is has always been a different level of nacho cheese.
You know what I love is when I order and pull up to the window and the lady's like, give us just a minute. We're going to get you some fresh nacho fries. I'm like, what's the option to
It's a
that?
3-minute wait. That means
that
the spun rubbery fries you could ever imagine because they've been sitting there for 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing you a favor doing that.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, where do you go where, like, that's not the expectation is what I'm saying.
Nowhere, because I mean, is Taco Bell, surprisingly enough, we very, very much care about customer service and like getting the customer reviews and keeping that top tier. Like that's a big thing for the company.
That must be the Taco Bell
When
Ohio,
says
that's
we,
not
by
the
the
Taco
way, he
Bell over
means
here.
him and his store.
To be fair, my store is the fastest one. Like
not necessarily the company as a whole.
We were the
you must have the Yum Award in your store because that's definitely not the one over here.
We did just get the only 5-star in Ohio. So
there you go. Because the other ones are like 2 stars.
We're
to show off.
Yeah, my store's pretty dope.
To be clear, for those of you guys listening at home that may not be watching, when he says 5-star, he's talking about a review and not necessarily that it's a 5-star restaurant. Taco Bell will never be a 5-star restaurant.
Nor will never be a 1-star restaurant. Just to get 1 star.
Sometimes they're lucky to be called a restaurant.
We got cantinas over here. We got Taco Bell cantinas over here.
Yeah, I've seen those. Those are nice.
Yeah.
I've worked in like food my whole life, and almost every like restaurant I've worked in, there's some sanitary things, but Taco Bell, very, very, very clean, sanitized. And I've worked at numerous Taco Bells. I'm saying this just talks in Ohio. I can't speak for anywhere else. I'm just speaking in my neck.
I'm glad you say that because I have never worked in the food industry directly, right? And I live in a beautiful world where everybody at every restaurant is meticulous as I am when it comes to handling food safety. And don't burst my bubble. You just told me that yours is perfectly wonderful, and that's the world I choose to live in, where my ignorance is bliss, and that's how I can get up every day and continue with my life is by not knowing what I don't know.
When I went to cooking school, I was in a catering class, right? And the catering instructor said he said every time he went out to eat, he would go into the back of each restaurant like he was going to the bathroom, except he would go into the kitchen of each restaurant and he'd look around for food code like violations because he was like that serious about where he eats at. And he just wait for someone to be like, can we help you? And like wait for someone to usher him out. Other than that, he'd just be back there like milling around, like.
That sounds like a food Nazi or something like that.
And he also told me those Sky. You know how they used to have the plain meals, and it was called Sky Chef, right? He used to work. He used to work for them too, and he's like, "Hey, don't eat their food."
Look. I understand people don't do what I do, and my level of food safety when I do stuff is born out of having to do stuff for catering. We used to have to do. I started originally with the youth group stuff, doing stuff at like these fairs and stuff. We would get health inspections all the time and stuff, 3 times a day. And then doing the stuff at the barbecue competitions. It's the same thing. We have a scheduled health inspection early in the morning, and then we would get 1 to 2 random inspections throughout the day to ensure
surprise inspections.
Yeah, they'd just be random. Yeah, you don't unscheduled, and all of a sudden you just have to. The only thing that you knew was that it wasn't going to happen within 15 minutes of a food turn-in. So like in a competition, they weren't going to show up during your crunch and expect you to stop what you're doing and show them what your your 3 different waters and your sanitize and show me the pH of this and all that other crap. Show me your food holding temperature and but anyways. I did see, what was it? Somebody wanted stop going to Taco Bell because it's funny, when I was growing up as a kid, it wasn't Taco Bell that was the problem, and it was Jack in the Box. Every time I read a story or heard a news story when I was a kid growing up, Jack in the Box was the culprit of somebody getting sick, and so to this day, I don't eat at Jack in the Box.
To be fair, we do ask if your order is correct on your screen every single order, so. If it's wrong,
get your order wrong, not getting sick. If I read the whole sentence, I would have been on topic. So with that, Mark, back to you.
But I do remember as a kid, Jack in the Box, hearing those stories.
So now every time I'm going to go to Taco Bell, if I don't go to Taco Bell that often, but every time I go to Taco Bell, I'm going to compare it to Dirtz's.
You should. You should.
And I'm like, this is not like Dirtz's Taco Bell.
If they are not asking you if your order is not correct on the screen, a manager should be scolding that employee because that's part of the thing. Yeah, I'm a manager. We're losing.
Yeah.
We lose. So those are. I'm serious. Like asking if the order is correct on the screen is like bonus points for our reviews and stuff. So yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, now that y'all have like the screen where you can see your order, it's kind of like that's a no-brainer. That saves so much customer time, employee time, money with mess ups. I mean, that's
why we try and get those orders out as fast as possible.
That's why I like doing them on the apps. Is actually I can order it and customize it the way I want without having to
shove your AI up your ass, Rob. I don't want no app food.
Hey, now that Mark's here, I've been stewing on this all day. Is it time?
Yeah,
for me
to we're talking customer service stirs.
I will say that my LCS has great customer service. I can't knock them for not being a nice LCS, but when it comes to caring about comics, I can knock them for that.
Isn't them getting your order correct part of the customer service?
Yeah, customer service isn't manners.
Yes, but if there's but I'm also somebody who, like I said, I've worked in customer service and worked in retail my whole life, so I know things happen. I know blah 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 blah. So I'm a little bit less like lax on it. So I can, if something happens a couple times, blah blah blah. If you fix it in a nice manner or whatever,
sure.
But
so customer service, for those who don't know, including yours, is the support you offer your customers both before and after they buy and use your products or services that helps them have an easy and enjoyable experience with you. Manners is definitely a part of that, but messing your orders up, pre-orders at that you turned in with them countless times is definitely bad customer service. You can't say that they're not nice people. I get that, but their customer service is lacking.
Right.
I know a lot of nice people that are terrible at customer service.
Right.
They're nice people. They're nice people, but they don't get the order right. They forget how to do things. Especially if you're in an LCS, if my comic has spine ticks, and I mean multiple spine ticks, then you're not taking care of the books either. Right. And I'm not talking about the back issues. I'm talking about the new book. So
and it sucks because I know that they're a huge comic store. Like half their store, they're massive, so they are an LCS. But in the past year or two, they've really found, and they've been doing it for a while, but they really see that when Disney or Lorcana comes out, they can do drop parties and stuff and they can make as much money in a day as they do in the whole month. And then they have their Magic tournaments, and that's just their main focus. So their comic stuff, I feel comes second or third. And when I try and explain, look, in the comic industry, there's so much information, so much new stuff. Even in somebody like me that's completely surrounded by it and completely revolved around it, it's still tough to keep up. So you as a business need to be absolutely on top of it. And they didn't even know what Ghost Machine was. Yeah, go ahead.
As somebody who's really dialed in with a local comic shop, more than on a more than average level for my entire life, and I watched this comic shop run with 2 employees and service hundreds of customers and have a stellar track record. And every time I go in there, we're sitting me, the owner, the employer sitting down, talking, having fun while they're coming and going, helping customers or processing books or just sitting there shooting the shit for as long as we want, it ain't that hard. I'm not taking away from the amount of work it is, but I'm saying like they do it effortlessly. Right. Mm-hmm. The amount of work is mind blowing, but the fact that Paul and Matt can do it effortlessly shows you that it can be done. Like and they Paul puts in the hours. You know what I mean? He is at that store and he's done it for years. He knows what he's doing and everything, but there's no excuse is what I'm saying. If you're in the business, there's no excuse.
And that's why so like Rupp's Comics, I've talked about him a few times. He's the head like art rep for Alex Ross. He's at all the cons and stuff. Oh, I love the guy already. I love the guy to death, but his shop is so small. It's the quietest shop you've ever had. There's no music playing, there's no nothing. And a lot of times he's always buying collections. So I get it. He's always buying collections. He's always traveling. So he's not there as much. But the biggest thing with their shop, why I don't like going there, is they have a huge warehouse underneath in their basement of like 1 million comics. So if I go in there wanting back issues, I got to be like, hey, man, can I get this, this, and this? They'll go downstairs for like 20 minutes, come back up and be like, okay, that's $70. And I'll be like, those 3 books are $15. Like, come on.
Well, and the cost of going downstairs to get it.
Right.
Yeah,
And even though it's all categorized and they know exactly where they're going for exactly one issue.
The light bill to turn on the switch.
Yep.
All that has to take to consideration here.
So that's why they're not my main LCS. But if you're ever at a con or anything, like they're at MegaCon right now, Rupp's Comics. Like I said, great dude. They donated to C3. He donated the SAP. Just as a shop, it's just too small. I wish they would move, and it'd be absolutely phenomenal. But where they're at right now, I just can't shop there for my LCS. So I drive 30 minutes out of town to go to where I've been going for the past few years. And like I said, I was there last night for like 2 hours talking to the owner, talking to everybody. And I'm just like, I can't do this anymore, guys. I was just like, I showed him a thing of like 20 books from like random, and they're not expensive books. Like I can go on eBay and buy them for cover price, but that's just effort and I'm lazy and I don't want to do that. So now I'm missing random books. Like I'm missing like Miles Morales issue number 11. I'm at issue number 10. I can't read the book. Yeah, facts. But he does get to set up the dope Alex Roth like booths at like New York Comic Con and run those and stuff. But yeah, it's just tough. And after talking to Paul, I talked to him for like an hour last night, and that's 100% the direction I'm going.
George is now a proud subscriber to ABX Comics and Games, his long distance comic shop. Serving not just the Augusta local area, but the comic community whenever needed.
And I told them I'm still going to go shop for them because I need to go to an LCS and like look through books and hold physical books in my hand and be able to do that. So, that's what I was.
I can't let this comment slide, unfortunately.
I got you, Mark. I got you. I got you. I was thinking of that first, Marcus, when I put the thing in the group chat, and then I was like, wait a minute, why don't I just support another LCS or a small time shop that offers that same service?
Well, not just that. Midtown is an LCS, but they've like mad successful. I approve.
Oh, yes, they are.
I approve of the Midtown message as a whole. Things from Another World is where I take issue with this. At this channel, I will say every time they're brought up, I do not support that shop. I will not support that shop, and I would encourage anyone else to be cautious of supporting that shop because they ship raw comics and fucking paper envelopes to you and no protection, no nothing. And then when you contact them about it, we don't have them anymore. You want something else? They don't give a shit. To hell with that shop.
I don't think I've ever heard of them.
Things from Another World is a bigger online retailer place, like a big one. And I ordered some books from them because they were a participating shop with what was it called? Bad Idea when it started. And I wanted to check out that dinosaur people fighting story. You know what I mean? That Tankers was what it was called. 3 issues.
Okay, yeah.
People in mech suits fighting dinosaurs. Like I want in on that. And they sent me fucking book in a paper envelope just through the mail. Like, and
Like,
that's how
who rolled up?
Yeah, well, that's what my mailman did. Because why wouldn't you? Because it needs to fit in the mailbox, and why would he assume he couldn't? And everything else shipped like that, you could bend and put in there, and absolutely terrible customer service.
Sucks.
Well, you need to listen to your father, Marcus.
What's interesting is that's how Marvel used to ship them.
Yeah, they did.
I'd rather have the subscription crease from Marvel than a book from Things from Another World.
Because it has a style to it.
Yeah, at least it has a reason.
Mm-hmm. They're folded up books.
Of course, back
So it's fun.
in the day.
How much does that cost, Marcus? If we'll ship you your books and you can pay for shipping, but if you want your books not damaged, you better give us more.
That's not cool.
That's literally like holding your book.
Blackmail.
I've actually
Literally blackmail.
Well, I've actually seen that lately from a couple shops now, where it's like they, in addition to their shipping options, then there's like this: do you want to pay for extra insurance, where we'll actually take care of you if your books get damaged because you paid for the insurance, and if you don't pay for the insurance, our user term says we're not going to necessarily be obligated to take care of you, which is, I think, Unknown Comics has started doing that now. But they were already bad to begin with.
That I think is really cool. That kind of like a quiet built-in measure that shops will offer. Would you like to add a top loader for $1?
Yeah,
that used to be.
Yeah, they do. Like me, who I have like a rough postal area,
Mm-hmm.
like if I know like my area, like this, I'm running a gamble. Like if I wanted a 9.8, I'm running a gamble on this book showing up without taking a fight on the way here. I might as well throw an extra $1 in there and get a top loader,
Especially if I'm spending $30 on a very or something anyway.
Yeah, it's a great option. Yeah.
Well, if you're spending $30 on a variant, the variant should be taken care of. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, you know what else you could do, Izzy? You could shop at Big Time Collectibles, a great online comic retailer for exclusives and stuff. Who, if shit goes wrong, they don't question you. They don't blame you. They take care of you. You can find them at BigTimeCollectibles.com on social media. They'll be at MegaCon this weekend, slinging heat and showing love.
They are in MegaCon.
Yeah, they're there.
They're there already.
They are there.
Mm-hmm.
Comic Vet says Retro Rocket Comic ships to the U.S. Just saying, in case you want to pay extra shipping and wait long time.
Costs extra. But.
I like the tip.
Is the preferred,
I do. Chris is a good guy, though. Not Chris the Comic Vet, but Chris from Retro Rocket.
Yeah, Comic Vet is debatable. That's who TM Nerdy uses, right?
Yeah.
TM Nerdy uses Retro. Yep.
Well, no. Actually, I got a book I got to send to Chris. Chris saw something I unboxed. Retro Rocket Comics. Chris saw something that I unboxed, and it wasn't. He reached out to me. He's like, "Oh, hey, are you gonna keep that?"
Now, knowing that Comic Vet has he lives close to the border and has a PO box down here. Would Retro Rocket be shipping books from the U.S. to save on shipping? No.
They ship from their business address.
No, gotcha. I like Big Time Collectibles. I get toys from them here and there. Big Bad. Okay, Big Bad. What is up, Bubs? What a bunch of princesses. Good morning to Bubs. Hope you're doing good today.
Hey, Bubs. It's a $5 book that I'm paying $30 for, just so we're clear.
Oh.
Is everyone yawning?
I'm not.
Yeah.
In my defense, madam, like you, it's early in the morning where I live here.
True.
It's just earlier.
Same. It's 9:30 here. Oh.
It's 6:30.
It's 7:30.
Let me get my call.
And I didn't go to bed till after midnight my time because I don't know, for some reason I decided to watch TV. Next thing I know is I started watching Reacher finally. So
gotta read this one out loud real quick, Rob, and then we're jumping back in that Reacher talk. That's a
nice
nice pullist you want shipped. Would be a shame if something bad happened to it. Maybe you might want to pay a bit more for protection money.
That's right. It'd be a real shame, yeah.
Good morning, Cliff.
Yeah, accidents happen. You know, you never know.
Where's
Did y'all
Cliff
catch
at?
this week's episode of Cliff's Crisis Quest? The second hottest comic game show this side of the Mississippi. It was cool. There were some wild questions on there this week. Some stumpers.
What's the hottest comic book game show on the other side of the Mississippi?
Oh, it's still Guess That.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure for a second way you phrased that. I was like,
I'm going to tell you a secret, Rob. The Earth is round. So
What?
this side of the Mississippi is subjective. If you're on the planet, you're on this side of the Mississippi. Doesn't matter.
just depends on which
where you
direction you
stand.
go, right?
Yeah, no matter where you stand.
The Earth is round?
There's a few other bodies of water that if I go the other direction though, to be on your side of the Mississippi. So
I'm not saying it'll be an easy trip. Good morning, Phil. How are you today? What are you thinking about Reacher so far, Rob? Are you checking up on season 2 or getting started from the beginning?
I started from the beginning, so I've watched 2 episodes, the first 2 episodes of season 1 thus far.
You getting that machismo feel, that macho man feel already? It's got it. It's just soaking in it.
It's fun. I was surprised by the graphicness of the police chief getting crucified, but
okay, so yeah, I was about to say with his dinkus hanging out, like it was,
in frame, right at one guy talking to him. Really? Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. That was
it's like, okay, great. It was one thing to show to show it for a reveal, great, but then to do the shot composed right there next to the guy's face.
You know what? I got an idea for this one. Yeah, put the dick right there. Yeah, if you can just move over one step closer.
A little closer. Yeah, no, don't open your mouth. Keep it closed.
No. Don't turn your head. No, not you, the other guy. Don't turn your head.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Like said, watching this show ASAP. I loved it.
What show are you talking about?
Like one of those
Reacher.
shows.
Oh, I've not watched it. I tried. I can't get into it because he was on Blue Mountain State, and
the thing that's driving me crazy about it more than anything else is apparently now Amazon Prime is now added
ads.
Yeah, it's not. No, don't get me wrong. It's like 2 15-second ads in the entire show, but
bastards.
It's irritating nonetheless.
Do they front load them? Like
one at the front and one in the middle.
Ads, just front load them before the thing.
Yeah, it's one at the beginning and one in the middle.
That in the middle bullshit. That's legitimately an issue because this is like paid viewing. So if you want to put ads, I get it. If you need ads, I get it. Front load them shits. Make us watch them like we're sitting down for a movie, but don't interrupt our viewing experience of the product.
Yeah, circumstances. Well, I know that when they introduced, because it used to be obviously Prime had no ads, and it's something new that they've done recently. Add the ads, and now there's another tier for no ads. I don't know how much it is, but I don't watch enough stuff on Amazon Prime to be honest. I mean, this is the first show I've watched on Amazon Prime, and God, since the Man in High Castle came out, so it's been a few years probably. So I'm not prepared to spend extra. I don't think yet, unless it's only $1 or something. But
that's the thing with the ads, right? I don't mind the ads as long as they're placed in the proper spots, right? So back then when we watched TV, like when you watch regular television, they knew exactly when the ads going to come, so they made the show.
Well, they made commercial breaks intentionally.
Yeah, they made it work. So I think what
that's why an hour-long show was 43 minutes.
Yeah, so that's what the shows should do these days. If they're gonna get back to that world, then start putting spots where it's like fades into black, so that it goes to commercial. Then you come back when you fade back. It's not hard. It's just, just do it.
Sometimes it's annoying when you're watching shows that were made for commercials and there are no commercials. And when you're watching it, you're like, this fade and then this come back. You're like, well, that's a weird transition. And you go, oh, wait a second, that's right, commercial.
No, the best ones when they're faded to black, but then when you come back, you have like a 10-second from the previous.
Oh yeah.
Right.
They just repeat 10 seconds because kind of like to recap it in a way.
Oh,
great.
Circumstances. That's right. I did watch the first season of The Boys. I forgot. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the first season of The
Don't
Boys.
watch The Boys. Just watch Gen V. So
Game
incredible.
of Thrones is dead forever. Sailing the seven seas of the internet.
I didn't want to read it on. I didn't want to read it on.
No spoilers for Dirt. You know Dirt politics. No spoilers, please.
You can type in chat, but you don't. I don't want to say things on YouTube. You know.
So what do you guys? Okay, what do you guys think about the new Supergirl? The new Supergirl.
Fire.
Game of Thrones. We got a Supergirl.
House of Dragon. Not
Don't care.
Get it right.
Don't
you dare compare House of Dragons to Game of Thrones. House of Dragons is so much better.
I'm tired
House of Dragons was pretty badass.
Building up of hypes of somebody's cast for this or this announcement on this.
He's a great actor, bro.
Sometimes don't even come to fruition, and all the speculation on it. I just want to go back to the days of this is coming out. Oh, hey, I like that actress. I'm glad I'm going to watch this. Don't talk to me about something that may or may not happen 3 years from now.
We live in the internet now. It's never going away.
I'm a cranky old man. Okay?
I know.
I like things the way they were. Dad, damn it.
Don't worry, Rob. You'll probably be passed away before she actually gets her movie.
Right,
Rob.
Hey, Justin. I want you, by the way, to go back to using a quill. And I want
it. Rob, I think you better be careful. There's probably a cloud outside you should go yell at.
You know, there's a lot of clouds outside that I'd like to yell at right now.
I 100% feel you, Rob, because when like a new movie or a new game or a new something comes out, you know me, I'm not the type of person that normally runs to the movie theater on opening night or anything. So half the pages I follow, I have to unfollow for like 2 weeks because I don't want anything spoiled.
Dude,
so,
I have to start doing that again because my news feed algorithm has gotten too much on certain topics, and like I'm getting so tired of going through my news feed where 50% of the stories are people speculating about rumors on wrestling or on movies, and it's like I don't care. Why do I think that you somehow know what was planned or wasn't planned or who's going to dethrone this person, or why do I think that you would know any of that other than this title? Yeah.
2024 I'm going to try
10-time champion.
I'm trying to start a movement where we call out clickbait channels, clickbait titles, clickbait anything. If your title doesn't have to deal with your video, I'm calling you out all 2024. If you're doing hate speech content, calling you out, man. It's just clowns, man.
Since you're now taking that,
you say Izzyverse.
Can you define hate speech?
I don't think Izzyverse does clickbait.
Did you say you're going to be YouTube police?
No, I'm just calling you out, man. Just making it known.
It sounds like the PC police to me.
No, man. So like for example, for example, if your video says, I have an issue with this person, but your entire 5-minute video is you talking about how much you like this person or how much that problem was resolved. No, I like her.
Oh,
Look at that.
That's a great AI photo.
That's a great little Photoshop or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The AI photo.
Like she needs to eat a sandwich.
Man. And what's crazy is that we talked about this Sunday night on That Week's End is like watching like them like narrow down their selections. It came down to 3, and I felt like one of them was obviously not there. Well, to me, she was like the obvious one the whole time. But everyone on any post about it kept like campaigning for Meg Donnelly. I'm like, yo, this girl looks nothing like Supergirl. And I know people are like, well, why do they have to look like? Well, that's how minds work. That's how people think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's how everybody thinks, unless you're telling yourself, well, why does it have to be that way? It doesn't have to be that way, but why shouldn't it be at the same time? It doesn't hurt either way. But if they're going for like to bring her the look to life, like look at that. Why there's no hurdle now. All you get is performance. Like when she goes out there,
I think she needs to eat a sandwich.
We're not talking about you, Rob.
Well,
Mark.
I agree. I agree. I think she looks great for the part. I think she looks perfect.
She's a great actress. She looks the part.
She doesn't look like she needs a sandwich. She looks like she's well fed.
Based on that picture we just saw, like there are some things off.
That's not a real photo.
It looks like Jace. It looks like J. Scott Campbell drew her.
Yeah, Rob. I thought Rob's eating a sandwich comment was in regards to the picture that was shown.
It was.
Okay, so there.
I have an issue with Dirks calling people out.
I told him I'm fine with it. They need to hear it.
I just want to see Dirks calling people out. I want to watch shows where Dirks is just you just see him in the comments like untrue.
Dirks was just about love, not calling people out, right?
I know, right? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna call Dirks out right now.
Listen, if you see
let's roast Dirks right now. That's it.
You can drop it in chat right now. But if you see the little clown emoji that I leave on anybody's YouTube video, that's all you need to know.
The strength is in Durs's hair, and he kept the love in the crown of his hair. So
yes. No, the crown of my hair is leaving me, bro.
Yeah, that's my point. So is all your love.
Facts, Izzy. Facts, bro.
Dude, this thing's been like this for a while now, man.
And Marcus, if they ain't ready for the dad bod revolution, that's on them, man. They'll catch up one day.
Yeah, that's on them.
They'll catch up 100%. One day.
Good stuff. Good
People
talk.
didn't want Gal Gadot either. Now they don't want her to leave. I don't know.
How could they not want Gal Gadot?
I'm pretty sure the tide shifted on Gal Gadot.
You want to go? You want to go even further back? People didn't want Michael Keaton as Batman.
Wow, that was true.
Yeah.
Well, they had a point there.
Yeah,
there were some actors that they just didn't, because the way that actor has been presented and everything. It's kind of like watching these action movie stars take a comedy role. You're like, and then they knock it out of the park. You don't see it coming. And it was just the reverse with Michael Keaton. You have a comedian coming in to do a serious role, and you haven't seen them do that. People didn't assume or look at him that way. But
that was that way even with Tom Hanks for a long time. He had done
Tom Hanks
stupid comedies, and then all of a sudden when he was started getting the dramatic actor of it, everybody goes, "That's your pick for a dramatic actor these days for almost anything." And it's like, yeah, but longest time people said no, he can't do that because he's a comedian.
No, he did Castaway, and that idolized him.
Before Castaway, it was Philadelphia.
Oh God, that's right. I love that movie. He's so
Philadelphia was the movie that everybody was like, "Is that Tom Hanks?" Like, yep.
Is that Joe versus the volcano? Is that the Burbs? Is that Turner and Hooch?
Bachelor Party. Is that Bosom Buddy? Bosom Buddy.
Is that Night Shift? What?
The worst, man.
There's only a few. I would say there's only a few actors out there that they solidified their role with that character. So you think of Christopher Reeve, and that's all I think of when I think of Superman. Or even like someone said, Linda Carter, like you said, Mark, Linda Carter.
Linda Carter is Wonder Woman. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
a true story.
Yeah.
They are who they are now.
Marcus wants to know, because he wants to be a hater, who's the worst Batman, and I will go ahead and go on record saying there hasn't been one worth hating on. You can joke and clown. You can clown on them, but there's none worth hating on. My least favorite, because none of them fall under hate, would man, it's hard to be honest with you. I don't know. It'd have to be George Clooney, and I still love it.
Michael Keaton.
He's your least?
I don't like. He was too happy for
Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Happy? Really?
I just think
I think George Clooney's more happy than Michael Keaton.
Okay.
Mine's
the whole tone of that movie was more bright, though.
Ben Affleck for me.
Clooney was serious in Batman.
Oh, that's a good one. Who said Ben Affleck? That was a good
me, but I'm biased. I don't like him overall as an actor.
Dude, he's like my.
Batman isn't gone
for me.
I think that my least.
That's good.
Oh, I love me some Adam West. I love Adam West. I love Adam West.
Oh my God! I was about to say that's.
I was going to say
right there.
My least favorite is probably Lewis Wilson
from the Black and Whites.
Yeah.
Or Will Arnett. He did the Lego movie.
Will Arnett
was awesome, man.
That was just a random. Yeah.
He was one of the best voices, man.
Yes. I agree with that.
This is awkward. They're making a video called Disney ruining Snow White right now.
Make sure you stream it, man. I want to see that.
And it's all about Lilo and Stitch.
Clooney was supposed to be Uber Batman who had dealt with his trauma in the previous films. Yeah, he got past the parent trauma in the Val Kilmer one, but in Batman and Robin, he was dealing with serious stuff because it was a very light and fluffy film, but he played it straight, and he was dealing with Robin as well as the upcoming death of Alfred if he doesn't find a cure. So there was actually serious elements that Clooney kept the banana-ness of that movie grounded where other people really didn't. I mean, it wasn't a very grounded movie, but he was the only thing keeping it from going any crazier. Bub says Bale was the best Bruce Wayne. Kilmer was the best Batman. Yeah, Val Kilmer did great. Like he did phenomenal.
Robert Pattinson for me, and
Kilmer, great.
He absolutely slayed that movie for me.
I need to see more Robert Pattinson. I'm not sold 100%.
Agreed. I'm just
say Hardy was the best Bane because he was not that there was any other Banes, but he just killed it as Bane. I think.
Well, there was Bane and the Clooney Batman. Remember, he's John Glover played Woodrue, created Bane, and then Poison Ivy right behind it. He was Poison Ivy's little henchman, and he didn't talk. He's like, Bane. Bane. I was so mad that McFarlane didn't do a figure of him when he just released the Batman and Robin set. Like, that was the biggest missed opportunity, but maybe
you're right.
Yeah.
The retro wave.
Yeah, I got the whole set. Love
Nice.
it.
Yeah, this is the first time I agree with Taylor Winder. I love me some Adam West. He's my Batman.
Yeah, Adam West is fantastic.
He didn't need no bodysuit. He was the body.
No, it was
a body.
It was a very different Batman.
He didn't need to work out. He got the girls.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think my generation Adam West is. We know him from Family Guy and not Batman.
Oh, Sledge said Pattinson is the worst. There's nothing redeeming in that whole movie. I couldn't disagree more.
His acting is top, and I'm somebody who hated on Robert Pattinson. I could not watch anything by him until.
So you don't say Twilight?
You've never seen Twilight?
Yeah, I've seen Twilight more times than I ever have, probably because significant.
Let's go.
Yeah, man, he crushed that Batman role. He gave me everything I wanted from a dark Batman.
Yeah, I'm excited to see his Bruce Wayne character develop, and I'm okay with having a character in like an odd place. Like, I was okay with Zack Snyder's take on Flash, bearing that they would do something with it, evolve the character, change him drastically because of reason, becoming a hero. God, they didn't. They crapped the bed with that. But I'm okay with seeing Pattinson in that role of like, I'm fully devoted to the cowl and I'm neglecting myself. And that's a story that's being told, but you have to now with the next one be addressing that. You can't just keep him like brooding in the cowl the whole time. He's got to address that neglect because they called it out in the movie. Alfred called him out on it. So you got to do something with it now.
Scotty, there's only one Superman in reality. I mean, granted, there's been several that have been good, but Christopher Reeve is the GOAT. I love George Reeves, don't get me wrong, but George Reeves' portrayal, he portrayed Clark Kent with the same level of confidence and everything else that he portrayed Superman. So
the difference between George and Christopher that's so obvious, and I think it seeps into our subconscious. Christopher Reeve loved being Superman. He embodied Superman. George Reeves hated playing Superman. He hated being stuck into this kids show and everything.
But more importantly, though, when you're talking about from an actor standpoint, Christopher Reeve really played this concept of two different characters and portrayed both the two different sides of Kal-El very differently. So the point where you understood why it was that somebody didn't recognize Clark was Superman, because the way that he portrayed Clark, nobody could envision this as being Superman. Whereas George Reeves, his portrayal of Clark, he's confident, full of confidence, he's given direction, everything else, and it's like, oh, you mean you're Superman? I'm not shocked and surprised at all.
I pointed it out numerous times. I know you're familiar with this, Rob. In the in the theatrical cut versus the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, in that movie, Lois discovers Clark Kent is Superman, but she does it in two different ways in the cuts of the film. And in the Richard Donner cut, she shoots the guy. They're at Niagara Falls on a story, and she keeps trying to draw Superman out because she's suspecting Clark, and he keeps playing it off. And then finally, they're in the room, and Clark's talking to her, walking around doing something, and she just pulls a gun on him. And he goes, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I know this truth. Now, don't try to stop me because you don't need to. It can't hurt you." And he's trying to talk her out of it. And he's all Clark, and he's all slouched over, and he's all nervous, and he, stumbling over words. And she pulls the trigger, and in the speed of sound, he just stands up with glasses on, same suit. Like he just changes his posture and his face, and he literally in front of your eyes changed people altogether. You're like, that's how he does it. That's why no one knows. You even take the glasses off, and you have to rewind it and just look at how.
Well, that's what Grant Morrison did with the story, right?
Yeah.
So with Grant Morrison, he did that. So, Frank Whitley, really. So Frank Whitley, when he was looking into it with Grant Morrison and doing All-Star Superman, they were looking at the Superman movies, the Christopher Reeve Superman, and they noticed that how he portrayed, to the point that that's how they ended up doing it. And it works because when you look, especially in the Lex Luthor story, when he goes to jail to talk to Lex and have the interview, you could see that it does not look like the same guy, right? He's all like crouching, but that also was the same way that Kevin Conroy took Batman and did the change with his voice. So I'm with you. That's what made Christopher Reeve the GOAT, because he understood there were two characters within the same person. So he really did have two identities rather than a secret identity.
Yeah. There's been other good Superman portrayals. I don't think that there's really been. Yeah, I mean the one officially released movies. There's no bad ones, right? Whether or not Nicolas Cage would have been good or not is, we don't know.
Yeah,
but
well, for that shot we saw, man, epic, absolutely epic.
It was something, but
it was something epic.
It was definitely something. All right.
But there's nothing wrong with Henry Cavill. There's nothing wrong with the Smallville portrayals. There's nothing wrong with the Dean Cain portrayals. They've all been good.
Brandon Routh did a great job.
Brandon Routh was actually really good. His biggest problem was that he wasn't Christopher Reeve, and people still wanted to see Christopher.
They tried to portray it like this is the new Superman 3.
But he did a great job in Crisis when they came back to him in Crisis.
Very good, and I'm glad he got the go back to that character and get the respect. But it's just that while there have been so many good ones, the fact of the matter is Christopher Reeve is just such a great job of not only that dual character, but of setting that tempo of making a movie that to this day, when you can watch that movie and it stands up all day long. And you go, wow, that's Superman, dude. That's just a great freaking movie.
What's great about it, too, it has that right blend of being serious and campy at the same time. So it has this campy element into it, especially, with Luthor and all that stuff. But so good. So good, man. I think I'm going to watch it tonight.
I was wrong that one time. I thought I was wrong. Nice.
That's when you were wrong.
Yeah, he's acknowledging that one time.
Hell.
Yeah, I absolutely love Henry Cavill as Superman. I'm very excited for Sweaty Corn. Yeah, I think
probably for different reasons.
I don't think I've ever seen Sweaty Corn in anything at all, but I'm excited for the new guy, Sweaty Corn. What's his first name?
Sweaty. I don't know.
That's his last name, Sweaty Corn, isn't it?
Eddie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The new actor who's playing Superman in the upcoming movies, Superman Legacy.
Oh, that guy. He looks like Superman.
Yeah, he looks like Henry Cavill, which is kind of nerve-wracking, thinking like what we just talked about with Brandon Routh. The biggest hindrance to that is they tried to use a different actor to carry the torch momentum from the previous one. Now they got Sweaty Corn, who's like a younger stand-in for Henry Cavill, and you're trying to do something new.
Well, we'll see. Only time will tell.
Isn't really a stand-in for Henry Cavill?
He's not. He just looks the part.
He looks like Henry Cavill 10 years ago, 20 years ago, kind of thing. He looks like
As
his little brother.
As somebody who doesn't watch a lot of
His name's
Superman,
Sweaty Corn. Something
Henry
Sweaty Corn.
Cavill is my only Superman that I know.
David Corn Sweat.
There it
all,
is. David Corn
all
Sweat.
the Superman actors look exactly the same to me. By the way, they all carry the Superman demeanor to me.
Hi, ABX.
If I had to pick my okay, we talked about our least favorite Batman. If I had to pick my least favorite Superman, it would have to be Dean Cain.
So we're gonna have a Lois, Lex, a Hawk Girl, a Guy Gardner, a Metamorpho.
They're all gonna show up in little parts. Everybody keeps. They're gonna just be little parts. They'll probably be like a news reel or something like that. What they want to do. They want to establish that this universe has superheroes.
I will tell you, I am the most excited I've been about
the guy who played
DC,
Victor Zsasz,
the DCU, in a long time. Just letting that know. I'm very hyped for it.
This Anthony Kerrigan. He looks like.
Oh, that's Metamorpho, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. He looks like the guy who played.
He did on the show. He did on
the Metamorpho.
What was that show called?
Gotham.
He was
Gotham.
Yeah.
Gotham. Yeah.
He was Zaz in Gotham. He's in Barry. He's one of the guys in Barry.
He goes, Steph. Here's Sweaty Corn. He looks just like Henry Cavill's little brother. Look at that.
It's the it's a Superman demeanor.
No, it's not Henry Cavill. He
I was
looks
about
like
to
he
say
could be
something, but then I
related
looked
to
at
him
this
to me,
panel
but
and
I
I
think all
realized
white
it
people
applied to
look
half the
alike.
panel, so never mind.
It's not. That guy is very good looking, but not as good looking as Henry.
Not as good looking as me. I agree.
I agree too, Rob.
Yeah.
This includes Rob.
No one's good looking as Rob.
Well,
Very
my mustache is what it is. So
I don't envy
will be Justin
anybody
Burke,
who has to take on portraying Superman because, like
Yeah.
we talked about earlier, like it doesn't matter who plays Superman next.
it doesn't
plays
matter.
Superman ever. It doesn't matter how good they do. Like this is pure bias, obviously, and I'll die on this hill. There's going to be no one that will take my mind's eye away from Christopher Reeve. In my mind, that's not even possible. I mean, can it happen? Theoretically, but
how about Margot Kidder's Lois Lane?
I liked it. I'm not like you. It's just not as important.
There's
to me
an
as
important
Superman.
thing that needs to be said, and that's smoke.
Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Rob's going to his call.
He's going to Romania.
Hello, Stephen Birkland. We shouted out your CGC controversy video. We know you were striking while the iron was hot. We spotlighted it. You were up to 132 views. And Beckerman pointed out that your JD Drake Workhorseman cameo has more views than that. So you should do more JD Drake content.
It gave me a view from me. I watched his Comic Tom video, and that he was mad about Comic Tom, and he wasn't mad about Comic Tom whatsoever in the video.
So you were upset. You were upset with him. So you
I was
called him out on that?
more disappointed.
Dirk's got to call you out. Where he's calling all those out this year.
But Steven, if you're going to make a title saying you're mad at Comic Tom, you better be mad at Comic Tom in that video, bro. It's 2024.
You're going to be the accountability police of YouTube.
Yes, do better, people. All you talked about was how much you enjoyed Comic Tom and their customer service. Bro.
This is Angry Dirts, guys. We finally did it. We broke
I
it.
didn't know there was one.
All the positivity.
Or just
in 2023.
Out the window now.
It's more just I'm kind of at my breaking point.
All right, Durs, here you go. He actually responded with the problem that you're trying to address.
You're just jealous. Keep spreading the hate content, bro. You're just fueling the fire. Do better.
Steve says it's all about the titles, thumbnails, and tags. That video has almost 5K views. You're
just
jealous.
How much money are you making from it, man? Let me know. I'd love to know your secret.
He's currently demonetized. Durs.
Oh,
no, I
for no reason whatsoever. Just spreading hate to spread hate.
Can we get Dirt some sort of badge? You know, some sort of badge. You
just do better. It just says do better. That's all I want. Do better.
Accountability partner.
Accountability police.
No. It's better like this. You know the PC police or the PC principal from South Park. I'm just gonna come in, woo woo like that. Woo woo.
Someone get Durs a
It's
Snickers
too
bar.
better, people. It's 2024. You've had your fun. Just post real stuff. You don't need
Oh,
the
yo,
clickbait stuff.
did y'all see this trailer for the
I
Ministry
still love you, Steven,
of
though.
Ungentlemanly Warfare? It's a new Guy Ritchie film starring Henry Cavill. It's a true story about like one of the first Black Ops crew that were going out there to kind of fight back Justice Dirty. It stars Henry Cavill and Alan Ritchson in the same movie, and Henry Cavill is playing a wild card. It seems like laughing and tongue out, machine gunning down Nazis and stuff. It looks fantastic.
Yo, how many movies is Henry Cavill doing these days?
Not
man?
enough.
It's like,
He's
holy
making the
Lord.
money. Making the money. I gotta go, you guys. I'm so sorry. I have to run.
Bye, Adam. Have a great day.
Have a great morning, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
When I first saw the trailer, I thought it had a real Matthew Vaughn vibe to it.
Yeah. Speaking
He
of
does a
that,
lot. He does a
I'm
lot.
going tomorrow night to get my Matthew Vaughn on. I've got my IMAX tickets for Argyle. Me and the wife are doing date night tomorrow. Pumped for that. Matthew Vaughn is like can't miss cinema for me. It's just fun. It's just ridiculously fun movies.
Yeah, that first Kingsman, like just going in and seeing it in the theater for the first time, like that was fantastic.
Was that your first time recognizing like I'm watching a Matthew Vaughn film kind of thing going in?
For me, it was.
Yeah, like I knew he was attached to like X-Men First Class and stuff like that, but like like with that you can only do so much, right? Because there's always someone over your shoulder being like, well, let's not do that. So that first Kingsman movie was the first time where I was like, okay, this is what he does when there's no one there. Like
when First Class was coming out was back in my Movie Stop days when that store was around. I was a store manager of Movie Stop for a bunch of years, and so I saw that, and that put me on to Matthew Vaughn. I thought it was like, wow, I can't believe they just I thought this is goofy. We're going back in time with X-Men and the continuity and I watched. I'm like, this is like objectively the best X-Men movie they've made. Like, yeah. And then after that, I'm like, Matthew Vaughn's making a movie about Kick-Ass. I got to see this. And then that blew me away. I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? This was amazing. When he shows up at the end on the jetpack to Elvis playing and just like scowling, I'm like, yo, let's go. And Hit Girl, like with a fa la 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 la, that was playing while she's just cutting people to pieces. I'm like, yo, this guy is like the perfect fit. This is amazing.
Question. Is Argyle based on anything? Because I'm new to Argyle.
Novel.
It's a novel.
I believe so. Yeah, because Henry Cavill's been on a tour signing books and hiding them in bookstores in New York.
Oh, really?
At Barnes and Noble in New York. Yeah,
I know exactly which Barnes and Noble it will be too.
If you check the Argyle IG or Henry's IG, you can see the inside of it, and you'll see out the windows to be able to see other buildings because he's hitting multiple ones. But if you're familiar with the area, you should be able to place it. Because I checked the comment section, and people were calling out which locations they were. So
probably the Union Square one.
Yes, that was definitely one. Definitely, but he's hiding some.
That one gets a lot.
In the stack of Argyle books, like he'll put it in like a pile of them. He'll put some in other genre sections behind other books and stuff.
I bet you they're all gone.
Probably.
At this point, they're all gone because once it's out,
unless you go, hey, we got a member milestone at 27 months from the Comic Vet Hulk 180 coming to me tonight. Ooh. Dude, best of luck to you. For those that don't know, the community crossover event of the century is going down. The first appearance of Wolverine is being given away. And this giveaway per YouTube terms of services is open to any and everybody. So be there. There'll be prizes galore. And all you have to do is be present for your opportunity to win prizes. Because,
speaking of crossover, there's been some a little false flag information I've been seeing around. I've been seeing promises that it's February. And we have no information from Izzy, Chris, or Brian. What's going on with you?
So what's going on right now? Yeah, you want to call me out? Call me out. I'm from New York, maybe. It don't matter.
February, bro. We demand.
So we want to
get real quick. To be fair, if you actually follow Izzy on the regular, he told you and showed you like a month ago.
He is correct. He is correct.
A month ago.
He is correct. I just thought it'd be a good plug.
So I will tell you this much. We are working together, obviously, but we want to give respect where respect is due. Mark and DJ have this going on, so we want to give all the love to Mark and DJ before we start pulling out what we got planned as well, because we do want to give love
at 9 or something.
Was that?
You should have just did yours tonight at 9 or something.
Now I'm not gonna take anybody's thunder. You know what I'm saying?
You
And
should
besides, I definitely want that book as well, because if I can't get that book, I'm just gonna have to go to the consolation prize and go pick up a facsimile. So
reprint. We don't say that word on this channel.
Oh, my apologies. My apologies. So,
Fact
but
matter.
I will tell you this much. Come Monday, you could be the winner of this ghost machine signed by, talking about someone, Brad Meltzer. Signed his ghost machine.
I'm excited to potentially add that to my my seriously lacking ghost machine collection.
Well, shout out to Brian who called me out. He said, "Hey man, I won this I won this book. Do you want to go pick it up?" And I said, "Sure, I'll pick it up." You know, meanwhile the guys are.
Did you have to pick it up in person if you won? Because I saw Zarabinsky Pulp Media won one, and he went in person.
You had to pick it up. You had to go to Times Square, and I ended up talking to Patrick, who's one of the managers, and he was like, "You won, is he?" It's like, "Yeah." And he put it in my government name. So it's like, if I knew you would have won, I would have contacted you. I was like, "Yeah, it's okay."
Yeah, my government name is Brian.
Brian, yeah, exactly.
What shop was doing that? Is he? What shop was doing that?
That was a shop, a little LCS known as Midtown Comics.
Oh,
the biggest LCS on the planet.
It's slightly small. We only got like 4 stores.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Coliseum of Comics has 9.
Yeah. Now there's only 4. There's only 4 Midtown Comics. You got the three shops in the city. Right, they're the ones. There's only one. There's only one in Midtown Comics, which is.
Aren't they like 3
Square
floors or something? Like 2 or 3 floors?
No, that's a lie. They're
I swear there's steps. I swear I see people going up and down steps in those floors.
2 floors. So for the Midtowns in the city, you have to go to the 2nd floor. There's no ground floor.
Okay.
There's 2nd floor walk-ups. That's why you always see people going up the stairs.
Okay.
The 2nd floor walk-ups, and in all of them, no, I take that back. They're all 2nd floors. Midtown Times Square has another floor.
Reverse smoke bomb.
Right? Right? And then you have the one in Queens. That's more of that's an outlet, so they don't sell new books. So you don't go there on Wednesday to get your new books, so they don't have it. But what they do have is they have a huge backlog of comics that they pick up all the time. Where you could get a lot of good books for like super cheap.
You're a huge backlog.
Ooh.
Yeah, oh, dude, man, I got a backlog waiting. I'm just stuck in this thing here.
Now I know why Madam left.
Whew, the smell is.
Izzy, what's on the ground level?
Of which one? Oh, it's just regular shops. There's a smoke shop. There's a pizza shop. There's a empanada shop. So there's nothing comic book based there. They're in the 2nd floor. Yeah. But you have to take the stairs to go up. So, welcome to New York.
JB, were you so thrilled to see how much you've inspired me there with your smoke bomb thing? Is it?
I really enjoyed the reverse smoke bomb more than anything else. We got to figure out a word for that though.
But it only works when you.
Well,
have
I guess technically it's still. They should still do a smoke bomb, and they'd show up someplace in the smoke. So I mean, I guess technically it's still just smoke bomb, but it's you think of it more of a disappearing.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll think of it. I don't know how often we really reverse smoke bomb, but it just happened to be that my meeting today was really short.
Nice.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys talk about CGC?
No, well, that would have been a long meeting. No, one of my
a 6-hour meeting.
one of my team members was off, so there was less people to talk about. It's the end of the month is already behind us, so it's a new month, so it's our quietest week. Is the first 10 days of the month of the quietest, so nobody had really any issues. Easy to all right. Well, then if we had nothing to talk about, then no issues to be solved. Then go wrap up your day and log out and go home early. Have a nice day.
You guys are already home.
Anybody?
Well,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
True, but they each have at least they have a home office, and so they can walk out of that home office. They don't have to be tethered to their machines waiting in case I text them.
I don't hate on home jobs. I wish I had a stay. I tried when in the 2 months I was in between jobs. I tried my hardest to get a stay-at-home job, and it just wasn't possible.
It's very lonely.
Yeah,
isn't it great?
I think I'd go crazy, man.
I love the way you said that. It's very lonely.
I hate being at work, but I like going to work to get out of my house.
What is that? Dr. Von Hooter's in the building.
I go into the office typically once a week on Wednesdays. Is there kind of everybody in the office day, and it's the most annoying day of the freaking week because
how long is that commute?
It's 12 minutes.
Couple of plane rides.
No, it's 12 minutes. And that's how we tell distance in America is how far is it? It's 12 minutes. How far is it? That's an hour.
Also by the number of beers it takes. That's a unit of measurement. This is about a 3-beer job. That's about a 4-beer ride.
But
I just seen it just now. Did y'all see the little teaser promo for Sonic the Hedgehog 3?
No.
It just came out?
Yeah, this promo just dropped 57 minutes ago.
If he doesn't have human teeth again, I'm gonna riot.
Oh,
damn it.
But so the office is an annoying day because I go in there and you just going into it's just I don't know. There's nothing productive gets done compared to constant interruptions of stupid stuff. And the only good thing that comes out of it is they got free lunch, and they have a barista that they bring in in the morning for people that want to have fancy coffee. Doesn't affect me any, but some people.
You got that.
Yeah, they have a barista that's there for like doing free coffees, lattes, and stuff for the first couple of hours, and then they have a food truck that comes in for lunch that serves.
We got a cafeteria.
Jack and chip.
We got a cafeteria. Make your own damn coffee.
Well, we have.
We don't have that kind of luck here in New York.
Well, we have those things too, but this is these are the things our tech companies doing to try to get people to actually come into the office the one day a week they want you to go there, so they have free coffee and free lunch and.
Must be good.
Well, no, it's.
We get that. It's known as the company Christmas holiday party. We're gonna get you finger foods.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Yeah, that's what we.
Oh no, they did. Actually, I think about it. They did do that the last couple times they've done it. But our free lunch is usually, like I said, they have a truck schedule. So like usually, like the first week of the month is the falafel truck comes. So you get falafels or shawarmas. And then the next week is usually the taco truck that comes. And then there's some Korean food truck that comes. And then there's some burger / chicken sandwich
is it like the same driver?
Yeah, it's the same trucks. They're on a schedule, and they just have like a limited menu because it's free and they're feeding the whole thing. But I said, no, we don't have a masseuse at work. AR.
I bet they do. They
would be nice.
Yeah, it would be.
Maybe that's on Mondays when I'm not in the office, but
yeah.
I'm gonna bounce out of here, guys. I have to go to the DMV and renew my tag.
You know what? Make
We
sure
do
you
that by
talk
mail
about
here.
clip baiting over there.
I have to. Well, my license finally expired, so
we do that online here.
Yeah, we do that too.
How do you take your picture then?
You don't need to.
Don't need to. You just use the same picture.
The same picture from 6 years ago?
Yeah.
If I get pulled over and I have the same picture from 6 years ago, I'm getting arrested.
I got the same picture from my
when
I was 16.
You go in and you have to get photographed again and do the eye thing again.
Yeah. Yes.
Not every time.
No,
not every time. For
Not
sure.
every,
You
but
don't get
no,
your
my
driver's
license, it's the 4 or 5 year, whatever they good for 4 or 5 years or whatever.
The license is good. My license is good for like 6 years, and then I think I can go 3 renewals.
Let me go look.
And then they asked me to come in and take another picture. The last time I got an updated
renewal thing. Yeah.
To be actually perfectly honest, the last time they had me come in and do an eye test, that was like after 3 renewals. But the photo, actually, I had to go in and ask them to retake my picture because they kept. I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
that
you do
pictures
have
from when I was 20 years old doesn't look like."
I keep my picture. The guy looks great.
Phil, he says in Michigan, if you fail your written test, all they do is tell you the correct answers as they hand you your license.
Well, I think my mom was telling me so that she had to do something where they give her.
No, I'm not a Seba.
Some kind of online.
I'm reading these comments. Sorry, I didn't know they recycled the old pictures like that. I had no idea.
Yeah,
maybe that's something they started doing since the last time you or I renewed yours.
Or maybe since how long have they been doing it? Is it new since COVID?
State by state, your state may vary.
Right.
Driver's license, every state is different. So
I didn't know any state did that, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Well, to be fair, I try not to think about California.
But is that a newer thing you guys started doing, or has that been always?
Again, the only picture change that's ever been done on my license was one where I asked them to redo my license. To go in because I was like I think the first time it was like, hey, my 16-year-old photo doesn't look like me at 20 at at 30, and then recently I again did it. Now if I were to go in there to do their enhanced with the real ID, the federal compliant one, they would take another picture again and do all this other stuff, but I don't worry about the real driver's license because they want to pay me, they want to charge me extra for it, and I've already got my passport card and stuff, so I don't need.
Hold the phone. Sir. Circumstances just gifted 10 memberships. Give him a big thank you if you're out there receiving those memberships, as you cannot pick and choose who gets them, but Space Case Cards, you just scored one. Rolando scored one. El Green Machine, Comic Addicts, Hydrus 96, Joshua Davis, JLS, Wayne B. Ramey, and Julie Waltman all just scored some free memberships. And
you're still not getting that comic.
Because we are Legion, if any of y'all are interested in a free welcome packet, it doesn't matter if you were gifted one or got one yourself. All channel membership comes with a free welcome packet. It's a little swag bag. Just message me on Instagram or Facebook, or do they have messaging on X, Twitter, and Threads?
Yeah, you can do it, but no one lives.
I'm on every platform.
I thought on X that's the point of it, is not to message people. You guys talk on the chat boards. But I've never used it.
I don't know. To look at
I don't know. I've never used Twitter.
I try to cross post the same stuff. Like I'm active on IG, and I try to just pop over to the other ones, just post the same things.
Yeah. What I know is in Prodigy Net, you can.
And Mark, to save you time, there is an app that you post one thing in, and it will post that same thing into all your linked accounts. You don't have to individually post.
Yeah, and then you got to go back to the links, and you always have to relink them.
BLC I know exactly what you're talking about. What is up, brother? How are you doing today, Patrick?
So Mark, I didn't get a chance. I didn't know that you. I didn't know you have a Super Bowl trailer.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I went back and watched it. That was funny. That was pretty cool. So I'm assuming you got a new program you started playing with. That's like the same stuff like the DJ uses, where you just insert the photos into the formatted.
That's all me. That's all me. So I just
You're working too hard then.
I probably am. No, so it's not CapCut. I don't use CapCut for that kind of stuff. So that's Premiere. That's the same program DJ uses.
Same thing.
I've been having it. Yeah, I've been using Premiere for years. but that's how you got. By the way, happy birthday for real, Rob. I hope you enjoyed your birthday.
It was actually a horrible birthday. But it's
I'm
fine.
sorry to hear that, man.
The dinner was awful, and it was.
It wasn't grilled. It wasn't grilled or barbecued or anything like that.
We ordered in from a restaurant that I wanted, and I picked and the food item was not what it was. It was not up to par, and it was awful. But
you got it from Taco Bell.
They probably would be better if you got it from Taco Bell.
Yeah, to be honest. So not to rehash. In the Cliff Notes is I ordered an item that's called Joe's Special. So it's supposed to be ground beef, scrambled egg, spinach, onions, and mushrooms. There's no mushrooms. There was hardly any spinach, and I think they waved it past some eggs. So basically, it was a giant freaking bowl of ground beef and onions.
Wafted and kept moving.
Right. So it was a big giant bowl of ground beef and onions for the most part, sitting in grease, and that
was. It does sound like Taco Bell. What are you talking about?
Actually, I have a video.
No. It had no flavoring.
Where'd the bowling pins go? I was waiting for the bowling pin.
They're there at the end.
Yes,
that is phenomenal. Wow. I don't even know if
this makes sense.
Oh, Mark, did you figure out how to screen record?
Yeah, I've had these clips in here. I put this one.
Look at me like this makes sense.
I put that one in there the day I put the Godzilla and Kong one in there. You were with me in real time when I made the bull kit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man!
Yeah, when you figure out this screen record on your phone, your life will change on clips.
No, I've known how to screen record, but it was I haven't seen anything that like really fired me up till that Monarch finale. And I watched that, and then I watched Killers of the Flower Moon with Finn right after it, right? And I'm watching that, and when it showed that "Look at me like this makes sense," I'm like, that has to be a clip because he's wearing like the driving glasses unironically and says, "Look at me like this makes sense." Like if the two things aren't, I'm like, I need that. So
that
I
has to
decided
be
like,
Scorsese having fun with him.
None of these video streaming apps allow screen recording, but people clearly have a loophole. So I'm like, wait, I don't have Apple on my phone as an app. I have to go on the internet. How could they block the internet? So I went and just went into Apple on my phone. I'm like, dude, I can screen record anything right here. So I'm like, Monarch right now, getting these Monarch clips. Oldest entrance ever.
As long as they are 4 seconds or less, you are good forever.
It actually doesn't matter.
Yeah, you make
it doesn't matter. It actually, so the rule of thumb is it actually doesn't matter how long they are. They could be extremely short. They could be longer, right? They get caught faster when they're longer, right? But the thing is, what you have to be able to do is, and this is the catch, turn it into a parody. If you turn it into a parody, then you could get past it. So in other words, if you do something and like Mark is doing, look at
here
me.
Comes dirt.
Yep. So
you're correct in the logic of that falls under the reaction video law, and we're not a reaction channel, and we're not
a reaction channel.
Right, but to get through that loop,
it has nothing to do with
you have to be reacting or talking about what's going on in the background, like how Izzy has the green screen.
There's also like the licensed music. There's all kinds of little
the music thing, yeah, for sure.
So it's your fair use doctrine on how when you use it, that it's transformative or that you're doing something, you're making it your own in that aspect. So like when I use the clips in my that I've used for
Only Slabs.
On Only Slabs for the super chats, right? So they're transformative because I take them and then I chop them up and I remove pieces of it and stitch it back together, or in some cases slightly reorder something.
You've added your own music over top of it.
Right. Put my own music over it, my little thing. And the clip is, for the most part, it's rather short, but it makes it, no segment of anything I have in there is more than like 8 seconds as well, continuous. And so that it flies through no problem because of that. And there are even a couple times where if there's any kind of extended dialogue where I'll speed it to 1.1, so now it pitches it slightly or something. And
I just throw my own music on the back of all my clips. Any clip I run, I have my own licensed music that my DJ made that I use for my
That guy's
channel.
probably did. That's fun. Hit the fast forward button a couple times.
If not, his face is ground beef. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But I gotta go to the DMV and wait in lines. I love you guys.
Go have fun, man.
All right, guys, take it easy, bud.
On your way, get a 10-pack of tacos and make some friends.
No, my job would hate me if I went in there on my day off. So
no, you can go to a different one. Quality testing. See what the competition's doing.
Just walk into the back.
All
right. I apologize if this was brought up while I was gone, but the rumor on Twitter is that Hayden Christensen is playing the voice of Shadow in Sonic 3.
Oh, that's awesome.
Also,
at the end of Sonic 2, did he have a speaking part, or is it just kind of the tease that he's been introduced?
I think it was.
I think it was just a tease. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't watched. My kids have watched Sonic 2 1,000 times, and I've walked in on pieces of it, but I haven't sat down and watched it yet.
And it's also been confirmed that Jim Carrey will be back.
Well, that just spoiled the second one.
I see all these guys with their.
Well, no, so like everybody was on him about something during the second one, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just done. I'm never doing this again." So to hear him to know that he's coming back, I think enhances the third movie.
So Jim Carrey, do you want more money?
Shadow was the big cliffhanger at the end, Scott. He was the introduced character after the credits. You go to the research facility and see that he's now here. So he's the big bad for number 3. Also, real quick, because we went off track, but talking about Matthew Vaughn, going back to that, JB, that's who's directing the upcoming movie starring Millie Alcock called Supergirl. That'll be the Supergirl director. Yeah.
Matthew Vaughn is directing.
Matthew Vaughn has been attached to it for a while, right?
Oh, he's been attached to it, but
and it's been hitting my feed for the past 2 days. I don't know if they confirmed it in the last 2 days or what, but it's all over my feed.
You have to check with James Gunn's feed because that's the confirmation. James Gunn. He doesn't hold anything back. He loves telling everybody everything.
Yeah, he needs to chill out.
But he's doing it on purpose, though, which is fine, I guess.
Matthew Vaughn, Supergirl. Yeah, I'm like 99% sure because I'll never say 100 until I do.
Oh man, Sonic Spinball! I was so great at the first level.
Okay, so Matthew Vaughn just spoke out that he's interested in it.
Okay.
So.
I mean, that's cool. Like I thought he didn't really like doing superhero stuff, which is weird because it seems to be what a lot of his movies are.
Well, they're comic adaptations.
They're comic book movies, but they're not like superhero like that.
I mean, Kick-Ass was the closest thing, and there's nobody that are super powered in it. You know, they're just people making bad choices.
I know. Speaking of Jim Carrey said he would never promote Kick-Ass 2 after what happened.
What happened?
So Kick-Ass 2 came out during what was happening during that time when the movie came out? It was something, and he just said
it had to be like 2015, something like that, maybe.
I think
it was something political.
It was a political issue, and he said he regretted doing it, and that he didn't promote it, so he refused.
2013 was Kick-Ass 2.
So something about that. I'm trying to remember what it was, but he did say that.
He did a great job in that movie too.
Yeah, he'll never admit it though.
He doesn't have to. We saw it.
Yeah, for real. I could tell you exactly what that first level of Sonic Spinball looks like, but that I could not tell you what the second one. I don't think I ever made it to the second one, or I just died right away.
Oh, he denounced it for extreme violence.
Yeah, but there was a reason behind it.
Okay, so wait a minute. He denounced it for
extreme
okay.
Violence. So when y'all see the reason, do not mention it. Like, I'm not saying that for the viewer's sake. I'm saying that it's a YouTube hot button that you do not need to say out loud, and I'll put it in the private chat. And anybody in the chat, feel free to look it up yourselves. But
yes.
Because of the level of violence in the film and what had happened at that
That's
time,
what it was.
In real life, he just didn't want to be promoting anything that had violence. He was wanting to sit violence out of public discourse for a while. So I don't disrespect him for that take at all. Like, he's not speaking against the movie. He's just not promoting violence in general.
Yeah.
Media.
So what happened at that time frame? You guys, like I said, you could look it up when what happened. And, something happened in the media.
Very polarizing. Everyone's heard of it.
It changed the way he looked at this movie, and he refused to promote it in any way.
Yeah.
Even though his character was awesome.
Yeah, he really was. And the comics are great too. Those movies are great, like transfers from book to screen. They really are. They're good adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you, T-Dubs. Not blaming Jim Carrey for his stance.
I don't think he's ever done anything like that afterwards, right?
Kick-Ass 2. Yeah, he doesn't really have violent roles in his past.
Like, this is probably the most violent now, right?
Ace Ventura gets wild, but
like
Man on the Moon was one of his best roles when he played Andy Kaufman. That was impressive.
Goofy violence. Like I would consider Sonic goofy violence.
Like, I watched him grab an alligator by the arms and smack it in the face.
Yeah.
With its own hands.
Yeah.
Stop hitting yourself.
Well, if you go back, like Ace Ventura, man, the first one, that has not aged.
It's not that you can't talk about it. You sure can, but YouTube will
YouTube will hit you with something,
quick, and then they'll want to start splitting hairs on stuff like that, and then like they'll want to like demonetize you or hit you with terms of service stuff, because there's certain YouTube is extremely monitored. And it's gotten a little bit better in the past 6 months, but they are really kept people tight-lipped on stuff, or it would be detrimental or harmful to your channel. Like, shadow banning is a thing, and that can happen, and it's just better to steer clear of that. The C word, the jab, like there's certain, like, just like on TikTok, you can't say dead. You can say unalive, but you can't say dead. There's certain words that trigger the algorithm, and there are people in control of these platforms, and the way that they think, see, and believe is how they operate the platform to a large degree. That's absolutely proven. That's not a conspiracy or nothing, but so it's just easier to avoid those potential issues.
I am ashamed to admit that it took me a few seconds to realize what the C word was.
Yeah, it's not cancer.
Cartoon.
We're going to kick cancer straight in the dick at Comics Curing Cancer this year. Hope everybody's prepared for a very fun 2024, because we are going to rock the shit out of it. We have a high bar that was set thanks to everybody's participation this last year.
Are you guys still planning on setting up a table at HeroesCon?
Yes, that's the one thing we've confirmed so far.
Mm-hmm. Are you needing volunteers to, like?
Yes.
I'm not asking for a pass or anything. I'll come.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Hey, Rob, that just solved that.
You're welcome to letter. You're welcome to letter your name in the table, I guess.
So we've been having
come to Comics Curing Cancer booth and meet comic book legend Justin Birch.
I tell you what,
guarantee
I'll get my haircut.
Something you've done.
I'll get my haircut.
So we've been the first year for C3. It was passed into our lap to the last minute. The second year, we thought we were going to get an earlier start, and the one thing that we took away is we didn't start early enough, despite starting early. So this year, we started 2 weeks after the last one ended. And one of our biggest, one of my biggest things is I hope that none of us end up having like any kind of regret for tabling at Heroes. Like, you know, we're there with all of our friends for once a year, and I don't want to think that Rob, or I don't want to think DJ feel like they're missing out on something because we do have an obligation to our table and our goal for being there. So I love to hear the comic book professional Justin Birch ask if he can volunteer. That's amazing to hear.
Yeah, I'll come hang out at the table for an hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
No, I know that feeling of, you know, Justin, how it is.
Yeah.
When you're like stuck to the table for all those days. I hate it. That's why I don't table as much as I used to.
Yeah, that's why I'll never table at Heroes Con, because like I can't, like, I could set up a table and I could set up a banner, but like I wouldn't be there. Like I would be too busy walking around, digging through boxes and looking at walls and you know, that stuff.
Absolutely
whenever I'm tabling, whenever I'm tabling, it's like I like it because I get the word out, right? So you get stuff about yourself and you get to do something, but then you miss out on the rest of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So and to the rest of this, I think that was a response to this comment, but there's a full comment. It's strong men make peace, peaceful times make weak men, and it's just it's a circle. It's a quote that's on reference to like the kind of like the pattern of society. You know, you go from war creating strong men that create peace, that create soft men that create war, that create strong. And it's just, if you look back through history, through time, you can see on like a grand scale where that's kind of the circle of
life.
Of life. Yeah, thank you, Rob. The circle of life. Elton John told us all about it, but it's a fantastic quote. Definitely applicable.
What's up, House of L? What's going on?
Boom. Chaos said an hour. What? We need you 5 hours.
I'm not willing to make that kind of a commitment.
Yeah, if y'all haven't seen what House of L
over 3 days.
Over 3 days.
Y'all got to check out.
What drives me crazy about some people with tabling? When you're in a table and you're having a conversation with somebody, and you have these individuals that come in and they just constantly talk to you, and they get right in front of your table.
It's just like
meanwhile, you sit there and you're trying to be a nice person about it, and then they're just there, and you're like, I need to sell merch to make up for the table I just spent hundreds of dollars for, and you're just standing there not buying anything, just standing there just talking, and then it gets to that awkward place where you're just there like, yeah, so
whenever I go down Artist Alley and I'm talking to friends or networking, trying to get work, I always like take one step to the left or right, so I'm not in the middle of the table. Yeah, so I'm at the side so that people walking by can still see the stuff that's for sale. Just like for those of who don't know, it's sort of just like a polite con etiquette.
Yes. And sometimes what I do, if I'm at a table, I get outside of the table, so where I'm at especially if I'm in the corner table. If I'm a corner, and I'll have the conversation with you over here while still promoting the items up front, instead of being in front of the table.
With you. That's all.
And there you go. And then you have Rob.
You just hold up the bucket that says money for cancer, and then you just
money to fight cancer.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I left that out. Wait.
They shorthand it. It sounds terrible.
We're not here to promote cancer.
Wait. You should have a sign saying "You suck if you don't put money in this bucket."
I usually do my thing like, unless you like cancer, you should. Yeah.
Go get that ice bath, Sledge. Have a good one, brother.
I totally thought that we were fighting on behalf of cancer. I retract my statement to volunteer at the table.
Fair enough. Like cancer, you suck.
So you still want to volunteer at the table right now after that comment?
I'm just there to.
I'm here to promote cancer.
Justin just heard Rob's going to be working at a table part of this con. I might be able to get more might be able to beat him because I'm turning this into some sort of weird competition, which Rob has already said he's not doing anything near the level of what he did last year.
Until you get there.
And yes,
No,
Phil,
no,
that does
'cause-
definitely make you an athletic supporter.
I'll tell you, JB, I'm not I'm not planning on going in and selling some stock ahead of time, going in there with, with my pockets loaded like last year.
Are we gonna have some C3 merch like T-shirts and mugs and stuff like that?
So is he, aside from having a table,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to discuss what is coming yet until we're ready to make the announcements of what's going to be there. But I also am not about bringing a ton of inventory with me either. So
that's what I want to hear.
Mark's the only one who lives close by, and we're, so besides, but we will make announcements about what will be going on at the booth, what we will have, what we won't have, what we're going to be about. That'll all be coming soon.
Yes.
The best way to know what's coming soon is to make sure you follow at Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be getting more active in the near future when we officially announce per the IG that we'll be tabling at Heroes Con with special celebrity guest Justin Birch.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're abusing this. We're
For 1 hour.
We're
Guys,
going 100
for 1
miles an
hour.
hour on this one.
Those lines are going to be long for Justin. He's going to be.
I'm glad you think so.
We'll have stacks of that black box comic lettered by Justin Birch.
You want me to get you some more? I can get you some more.
I think we can all get more.
Yeah, look at that.
Every time I put a picture up of a table,
look at that.
Every time I put a picture up of me tabling at a convention, I get a message from Dimitri saying, "Hey, do you want some more? do you want some more issues, some more comps?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good, thank you. I appreciate what you said."
He's a great guy, man. I see him frequently.
I will.
Lettering causes cancer. Oh my god.
Yeah, but Mark, do you have a CBCS verified signature of Justin Birch?
No, I don't even have them in bags and boards.
Yeah,
that's what I like to hear. Hey, wait,
that was
to be
awesome,
fair,
dude.
right, and I didn't put him in bag and board for one reason and one reason only. Because JB said last year, if you find me at Heroes, I'll have some books that I worked on recently that I can sign and give you for free. So, dude, as soon as I got there, day one, I literally sought out JB and said, "Dude, do you have any books left?" He goes, "Yeah." And he sets his book bag down, not carefully. He unzips it, he opens it, and pulls out 2 raw books where he just has a stack of raw books in his book bag. Signs them and gives me, like, "Thanks, I'll treat him just like you did."
Interesting enough, that's how he treats his AF-15.
It's true. I said earlier that I have to go to an event tomorrow that I have to wear a tuxedo. Well, I put it on a chain so I can wear it on top of the tuxedo.
Punched a hole right through the middle of it because that's the easiest way to get the donkey rope through it. And then when he's done, he's got a rack next to the toilet. He just drops it in there for reading material.
We're out of toilet paper. Well, don't worry, I got something.
Hey, I got you covered. We're good. We're good.
Maybe a little brittle.
I just signed Justin Birch myself on one of his comics.
Yeah, I encourage everybody to do that as well.
All you need to do is put just a JB. So
sign my name on your books, even if I didn't.
Or it's been officially confirmed. JB broke the news here first, but Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is bringing back Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik.
Yo, you know what? There's a big comparison there. I saw Rob and Jim Carrey. I think we have a good.
Yo, Rob, have you ever thought about cutting the goatee again? And
look at that.
I have not had I've not been sans goatee since 1993.
Yeah, but you have a smaller one, or it was pointed. You got it wider right now than when I first met you. That's for sure.
Sure, it's been narrower, it's been
You're less
wider, it's been longer,
and more like drug running biker gang right now.
I mean, it's been at one point I had like very Anthony Kiedis. It was very long, but
Like if you put on patches and you went out there and acted like a 1%er, like the general public wouldn't know any better. You could pass.
Maybe.
So
There was a time too before the handlebars though where it was also trimmed up more like JB's beard, but it was shorter, and so that was like every time I go places, it was like, oh, you'd hear people whisper like, "Oh, 850," it's the undercover cop goatee. It's like shaved head and a neat, clean goatee. It's like, oh, look at him, look at that narc.
So what's up, Roscoe? Just a quick question.
Yo,
I have
yo,
no
yo.
idea. I don't pay attention to news. What's going on in California? Something's up in California.
Atmospheric river. It's there's so much rain falling in some places that there's a lot of flooding going on. In some places, it's ridiculous levels of flooding. That's mostly from what I've seen. The really, really ridiculous flooding right now has been going on in like San Diego, Southern California, out down in the desert where they don't usually get much rain and there's soil doesn't take much.
Yeah.
Northern California, more where I'm at right now. Well, in the Bay Area where I'm at, there's no risk. I mean, we get little trace amounts for the most part, but there'll be other parts up in the North Bay.
Yeah, but I'm sure you guys got like a force field for that kind of stuff.
Mostly, it's called the mountains. Because we live in the rain shadow of the mountains, but the up north in the North Bay, that's usually after when we get these rivers, atmospheric rivers will come in after about a week's of rain. Those rivers really swell, and you'll start having flooding as they overflow their bends.
So
mudslides soon. Those are
Rob. It's already starting to rumble, and I don't know what people's infatuation is with it, but I support it all the same. But people want to see people made clean.
Yeah,
Chris wants to know what's the number that you'd have to raise to go babyface.
Yeah,
I don't think Rob's interested.
Yeah,
that's more of like
to get that tattoo.
Comics thing. Comics Viking made one of those.
Yeah, I'm not about doing that type. of stuff.
We should bring Dr. Von Houten to the mix. We should see how much it would cost for him to do a full head paint, to expand it, and put a face on the back.
Permanent tattoo. Permanent
tattoo the face paint on.
Dr. Van Houten.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, if people want to say that it means I'm not dedicated to the cause, then fine. I'm not dedicated to the cause. I don't care.
We've been questioning your dedication.
This is the one thing I won't do for comic strip.
I don't think anybody's on the hook for anything until Tyler goes.
Yeah, Tyler got to get that. We need that Tyler tat.
I firmly believe that he's fully intending to do it. It bums me out that his priority to get it done isn't as high as everyone else's. Now, it's been months now. It's been 4 months now.
Wait, his priority to get it done isn't as high as everyone else's priority for him to get it done?
Well, being that it's his word, being that he put it out there, being that was his thing, and no one else is. We just want to see a tattoo, and we move on with our lives. So
we move on from our lives. Here's what I say. I say if he doesn't have it done by Heroes Con, we should all just take him to a tattoo parlor and get it done.
That'd be a fun event to attend.
I have no problem.
We don't need to take him to a tattoo parlor. Pops has already said that he'll do it. He's do prison tat. He's good.
I will put money down for that. I will say here's $20 for that. I know my wife's gonna look at me with this face,
Leo
but
Leo, Leo will help us to beat him down and hold him down for that.
We'll numb him down
because Lee paid his debt.
Yeah, I say we do that. If he doesn't have it done by then, I say we take a couple of guys, we take him, we get it done, and we have him do it.
There's your first commitment. House of L said that he hasn't shaved in 2 years, but if we hit 50,000 this year, he'll shave his beard clean.
Now we got our first.
That's the
confirmation.
The first one.
Chaos. I got a fake one.
Ouch.
We're about to hit the 11 o'clock mark. I got to be honest with you guys. I want to go be lazy for a little bit before I have to go run around and do all this getting of the kids again. I appreciate you all coming on to hang out. Don't forget, tonight at 9 o'clock is the big event. Me and DJ Lynx is crossover.
Justin Birch is stripping naked. But not that event.
Membership does have its perks, but you don't have to be a member to win because it is open to everybody. And a first appearance of Wolverine, Hulk 180 in a CGC 8.0 will be going to a new home tonight. Other fantastic prizes and giveaway, as well as the usual shenanigans. Starts at 9 o'clock. Definitely need to be present to win. So make sure you're there. And this Sunday night at 8:30 is At Week's In for all the spoiler reviews, news, and all that good stuff of the comic stuff from this week. This weekend at 2:30 on Rob's channel will be a fresh new episode of Only Slabs, special guest featuring
Comic Journey.
So you could probably skip this episode, but also Izzy has some stuff going on this week.
But hey, I promise you, we won't be talking about CGC scandals.
Perfect. So Izzy's got this fantastic thing going on, and you only have to check out a YouTube short to get in on the action here. He's got a Ghost Machine #1 signed by comic legend Brad Meltzer that he's going to send to a new home. So be sure to check out his channel. You have to be a subscriber to win. Completely free to enter. You don't have long to wait. He'll be announcing the winner on Monday. Check his shorts feed. Jump in there. Just throw that proper hashtag in there. That's all you got to do. And then Justin Birch Letters officially announced he will be guest spotlighting at Heroes Con 2024 at the Comics Curing Cancer table. So start setting aside all you need to do. Put a little bit of money back, get you a ticket, and come out, support Comics Curing Cancer, see Justin Birch Letters. He can letter his name on a book for you. It'll be a good time.
Bring me a donut.
Donuts. He's not saying that that's the only way he'll sign something, but if you don't
He's going to do at least 1 hour, guys. At least 1 hour. So it's going to be a very special hour.
The more donuts you bring, the longer I stay.
That's fair. Every 58 minutes, me or Robert can go to drop one back.
The best part, you just feed it to him as it goes. As he's doing his thing.
I promise you that, JB, then I will stop at the gas station, pick up a package of donuts, and that's at least 6 hours, right?
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for today. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. We're gonna bug out. I hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see y'all on another stream later tonight.